Look at it. Actually, that's the sensible thing to do. You need it. Oh, look at that sort. Well.
Yeah. That's what I tried to... She must be happy now.
What's that?
That's what I'm trying to give it to him. She walked this way and said, sure this way.
Oh, yeah, so I can eat too. Easy go.
Have a look at this, huh?
What's that, Bill?
Yeah, I know you're a married man. Have a look, quick. Down here, quick. That is. You miss your tooth. Oh, man.
What, Bill?
Oh, I just want to say there's a bit of colour.
What? I'll go down and get a cuppa anyway.
Eh?
I'm going to go and get a cuppa.
Oh, it's going to be a fair while. You don't need to go down too.
Yeah. And I've got to find out who's playing and who's not too.
Yeah, well, I won't go. You get them. I've got them down.
Who are they? You got to really hold that.
Ian Redaway and Stan Pringle.
That way.
Yeah, they don't do it.
I've got a couple of road ratings.
Should have had, like, Pringle has umpired a bit of seconds, I've heard of him and said, well, we should have got, because they wouldn't be using that many down there today,
Yeah.
we should have got something. Hey, Roman! Oh!
Now, what do you want to do? I reckon it's going to be, I'll wear this set, but
What if we only got one set?
well, we can probably set up a mic, but it's going to be an open mic. It's going to be too windy, isn't it?
Oh, you can put it there like that.
Let's have a look.
Now, this shearer here wants us to broadcast for Willsden too. Do you know about that?
Yeah, I've got it all here. There's the mic for that. So, and for somebody's, I think, too.
Is that a man or a woman?
Picking up everything on the mic.
A woman, eh?
Yeah, she can pick up everything to say on the mic. Good. That's good.
Hey, good
Look at it. Actually, that's the sensible thing to do. You need it. Oh, look at that sort. Well.
Yeah. That's what I tried to... You must be happy now.
What's that?
Way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, except I'm going to have to keep on. But I'll get things from here. Alright. That's my thing if I wear the cans, but
One could stand up more than we get the
yes.
Yeah. I would have done that half time in the second.
I think Mark's already been presented with it. I think Mark was presented with it a few weeks ago.
No, he got the recorder medal.
I was at the recorder, sorry. Yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's not bad.
I'll tell you one thing though, before Portsmouth even finished the eviction lap, they got this bullshit going on, they sure let it in.
Well, I'm going to go out and find out who's any number changes or anything like that.
I've got budget.
That's a good guess, yeah? What's that? Oh, what you going to choose? Somebody's there. Yeah, I've seen it.
I'll be back.
know Bronco Johnson, don't you? You know Bron? Well, you and that went down to Stan's bloody Costello show last night. Oh, yeah. Talking to Bronco. He struck Cross Lotto a fortnight ago. That's $300. $300,000. Bronco struck her, yeah. He was there, he said, he's half pissed and he's telling me how he picked the numbers. He woke up at, don't quote me the time, at 5 to 6. His missus said it's 20 past 6 actually, no, 20 to 6. So when he woke up a bit later, he'd been on the pitch Friday night. It was shit time to be Cross Lotto. I'll take 20 and I'll take 6. And the date is such and such and such and such. And that's how we did it. Went down, put it down and struck the stone. Good on him. You haven't got the sides there, have you? Sides? Yeah. Have you? There's no... Going down if it didn't have one. What's been going down there? Might be Andy. Over it should be. Who is she? I don't know. I think she must be Port Augusta. Who gave me? These guys. Better looking thing, right? Say that again.
Right. Actually, what we need to do is cross a good 5 minutes. They're pretty thick there. Have they tossed yet?
Good afternoon, David. Yes, it's SGL Grand Final Day. As you can hear in the background, up there, Kazani coming through loud and clear. It really is going to be a magnificent game of football. The ground is in excellent condition. Already 2 games have been completed. West Augusta winning the third match. They won it fairly convincingly over Ports, and then Ports won the reserves match very convincingly. So 1 to West, 1 to Ports, and Solomontown and Willsden testing the big one today. Ron Redford, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Doug, and good afternoon to Bill Saylor.
Good afternoon, Ron. Good afternoon. Not ideal conditions, Ron, but good crowd.
Great crowd, very, very colourful spectacle to open proceedings here for the SGL Grand Final of 1988. It's a little bit difficult here today. It's pretty cold and pretty windy, so to our listeners, we apologise if you do get too much wind noise, but we'll try the best we can for you. And to all that... Who do you tip to?
I tip Solly's by 5 to 6, mate.
What about you, Doug?
I've gone for Solomontown by around about 20 points, 3 or 4 goals. Yourself?
I think Solomontown can win on the basis of their second semi-final win. Umpires today, umpire Steve Pringle and Ian Redaway. And we're just about to get underway for the 1988 Grand Final in Spencer Golf League. Should be a great game. Both teams out there today deserve to be in the Grand Final. They've certainly been the best two. Solomontown right throughout the year, and certainly Willsden over the latter part of the season have been the 2 teams that have deserved to go into the Grand Final. West Augusta, unfortunately, weren't good enough, and umpire Pringle puts his hand in the air to start the 1988 Grand Final.
All the big fellas doing battle. There they go, up for the centre knockout. It's Danny Olsen playing on the ball. Gets the tap out to, but it's taken by Mark Bigley. A big kick down towards the half-forward. Gavin Lestie comes out to lead it. Can't take the mark. Taken by Jamie Bowles, who started on the half-back flank on David Thornton. Bowles goes for a hand pass out there to a teammate in Pendlays. He can't get the ball. Picked up by Solomontown, and it will be a throw-in. It's on the half-forward flank with Solomontown getting into attack very, very quickly there and kicking with the assistance of what has to be a 5 or 6 or even a 7 or 8 goal breeze if you can use it well. Bill Saylor.
Here we see Solomontown trying to get the ball forward and half forward.
and Wilson players. They're just feeling each other out at the moment as Vinavini comes out from the bottom of the track to the edge with the leather, and it's going to be a bounce up just inside the true centre half forward position for the Cats. They're going to the Cathedral end. There's the bounce. Up they go. The Cat comes to nobody in particular, comes out looking for the player in Strawbridge. Strawbridge's got it for Wilson's on the wing position. His kick is astray, and there'll be a lot of play on the high school side today, and that kick goes out of bounds right in front of the wind socket, and Solomontown to bring the ball in through John. Direct play across to the big ruckman, Stephen Mager, and he's centre wing position. The Cats trying to get something moving up forward. There's the kick high in the air, looking for the hands of Jeff Rawlins.
Oh!
From behind. Took the mark and came down, but his play uncalled the umpire. There's desperation from Darren Hayes, looking for his brother David Hayes, and the Solomontown wingman will take the first free kick of the game. David Hayes from about 45 metres out, directly in front. Ron not too far out with his breeze right behind him.
No, he should kick the distance and should get the accuracy, and it would be a good start for Solomontown. Here's the kick from Hayes, number 7, kicked across the line of flight, and it looks to me it will go through for a minor score. That's the first score of the football match. The Cats kicking with the aid of a very strong breeze, and we'll see how strong as Alan Penglaze has got the job of bringing the ball back into play. He's with it now, coming up to the 10-metre square. Player's very short. Ball holds up. It's not a bad kick into the breeze. Out to the grandstand side. Penglaze goes high. Recovers. Tries to get the handball out. Good football there from David Hayes. It spills out the way of Hooper. He looked to me as though he was held when not in possession. Off hands it comes to Minavini. And Minavini's left foot forward pocket gets the ball out of bounds, and we'll see a throw-in take place. Solomontown deep into their attacking zone, kicking with the aid of a very, very strong breeze and kicking towards the Cathedral end. The big fellows lining up. Lesky for Solomontown. Penglaze comes from behind. Offhand it comes to Reed. He gets the handball out to Ashley Allen. Ashley Allen in turn to Wilson, the exciting wingman. He kicks up towards the half-back flank, but Stephen Magor's there for Solomontown and takes the easiest of marks. Magor should kick long to the point of the square.
There's Magor. That's a good kick, that one. Just where Ron said he should kick it up. Oh, good strong mark taken in defence, though, here by the player in, that's Hooper. Hooper takes the mark out now towards the half-back line. He goes with that kick. The breeze holding it up, but the mark is taken here by David Hayes. Very dangerous David Hayes, who certainly had a sensational game in the second semi-final. It's a shocking kick this time, though, taken by Jamie Bowles. He is able to wear the sand shoes today because the ground has come up in immaculate condition. There's his kick. It dribbles along the ground, but it was very effective, too, because he went for the boundary line, and he got it, too, as Darren Strawbridge came in to grab the ball. Couldn't quite control it, and across the line for a throw-in. It's on the half-forward line. Solomontown in attack. They're leading at this stage. 1 behind, 1 point, and Willsden yet to score.
Here's the ball. The ruck work's taken on by the player in Michael Corrie. He's playing loose man in the background. The ball pushed and battled out there, and there's young Strawbridge coming through. He's retarded. No free call to the umpire, and it's going to be a boundary throw-in once again in the just inside. No, it's a free kick going the way of Darren Strawbridge, the Willsden wingman. He goes down, looking for the big hands here of his co-player in, I just can't think about the Warren, I think it is. Couldn't pick it up. Solomontown in there, player being pulled back, and it's going to be Wilson again through the player in Strawbridge. Take the ball from just inside the half, outside the half forward. He directs play across the centre of the ground, but it's not solid. Tolmans is in there. He's supported. The ball goes to the turf. They're at centre half forward for Wilson. It'll be a bounce up in this position. 1 point Solomontown. Wilson gets the ball. We've been playing 4 minutes for the first term of the 1988 Spencer Golf League Grand Final.
Here's the bounce down. Centre half forward position with Willsden going into a strong breeze. Leverington forces the ball out towards Olsen. Olsen gets it out to Reed. He's tackled when not in possession. The kick comes out from Solomontown defenders to the centre of the ground. Jamie Bowles is tackled. The crowd calls holding the ball. Play on, says the umpire, as Wilson takes possession. Gets the handball, goes straight to Jeff Rawlins from Solomontown. Here's a chance for the Cats as Rawlins tries to go short, and in the way is the champ, Jamie Bowles. Bowles kicks short out towards centre wing, grandstand side, and finds his teammate in Reed. Reed now, centre wing. It's an awful kick, but he was nearly going to get away with it if Haynes could mark. He couldn't. Off hands it comes to Solomontown's Thornton. Thornton with the long handball to David Hayes. Puts him under pressure. Clever football, Hayes. As he gets it onto Bickley, the Cats into attack. Towards full forward. Hooper is in sensational form. Gee, that was an awful decision. Hooper out decision.
And very undisciplined play by Hooper, who threw the ball back. It went over Rollins' head. It didn't go back on the full. The umpire admitted...
An awful decision, though, Doug. That was a pressure mark, under pressure in a grand final. There wasn't a lot in that. Hooper marked the ball cleanly, and Rawlins has got the free kick.
Yeah, the umpire admittedly had a sight on him, so it looked to be a spectacular mark up here. That's the opening goal in this 1988 Bicentennial Grand Final. Solomontown have kicked it, kicking with the assistance of a very strong breeze. 1-1, that's 7, and leading Willsden yet to score 6 minutes into the first quarter, and 5 CS is football. Oh, there it was, that.
Well, you know, I think that sort of... I know the umpire, it was good reason there, Doug. The umpire had a sight on you, but they were just jostling those two players. There was no push there, in my opinion, and that's the sort of thing that can upset players pretty early in the piece.
Couldn't agree with our youngsters. They're really determined. You can see them keyed up. The ball's bounced. Up goes Leverington, gets the tap back. It's going to go the way of the Solomontown player in Mark Vickley. The medalist gets the ball down, deep down to the right full forward pocket. Gavin Leslie's in front of the ball, but seen out of bounds safely by Alan Penglaze, right in front of the time clock, showing 8 minutes into this 1988 Spencer Golf League Grand Final. Solly 7 points, Wilson yet to score, boundary throw in, deep in that right full forward pocket.
Right, here's the boundary throw in, right in front of the scoreboard, showing Solomontown 1-1, Willsden yet to score. The Wolves kicking into a very strong breeze. Here's the throw in, Leslie versus Alan Penglaze. Jeff Rawlins gets the tap away, goes straight to a teammate in Darian Hayes. He kicks him towards full forward. Bowles takes possession, kicks up towards the half-back flank. David Wilson uses his pace, taps the ball in front of him. But the ball beats him over the boundary line, right in front of our commentary position here at Memorial Oval, at half-forward left, grandstand side, with the Cats kicking towards the Fire Brigade end or the Cathedral end as the throw-in takes place. Scott Leverington versus Magor. Leverington's had the best of Magor in their last couple of places. There's the tap away from Leverington. Out to Reid. Reid realises he's under pressure and runs out of bounds and did it pretty casually, but umpire Pringle said throw the ball in, and another throw-in will take place in between half-forward left and full-forward left with the Cats into their attacking zone.
This time Leverington and Jeff Rawlins go up for this one. Over the top we find the ball is thumped out of bounds, and there will be another throw-in. It's just down from the broadcast point, and well, for those who might be wondering what the ground conditions are like today, absolutely magnificent. We're not saying that because we've had a lot of rain. I suppose I am saying it for that, but it really has come up beautifully today. There's the throw-in. It's Stephen Magor getting the front position. The umpire says, though, it is a free kick to Big Leverington, and Big Scotty Leverington comes in now, all 6 feet 5 inches and probably about 15, so kicks the ball very high in the air. Up go the pack of players. It'll be a free kick. Tell you what, the umpires...
pretty technical for a grand final. You know, like these fellas should be letting it go a little bit. They're not... I know they've got to get on top of things, but gee, there's nothing nasty about the game, and they're being pretty ticky-tacky at the moment.
I think that's what they're doing, Ron. It's fairly obvious. What they're saying is, look, we're going to get control right from the very start, and gee, they've certainly done that, haven't they? As we find it's going to be Penglaze, Alan Penglaze, bringing that ball out of defence. Out of bounds on the full, and a free kick to be taken here by Mark Vickley. He's had 3. This will be his 4th kick now, and he certainly kicks the ball a long way when he gets onto it. In he comes now, the Madigan medalist, kicks the ball high in the air, looking down here for his captain and full forward in Larry Rawlins. It's gone over his head. A hand pass comes out from Hooper to Jamie Bowles. Oh. He goes for the boundary line, and it's going to be a throw-in, and he was pretty lucky.
If that wasn't out of bounds deliberately, Bill, what did you think? He picked it up and handballed straight to the boundary line.
I'd say he was a little bit frightened too, because he saw Minervini, and Minervini getting one for his troubles too, Ron, but that was deliberate.
I don't think he'd be frightened. I just think
but I mean, that was deliberate for sure. But here's the Wilson attack, the defence trying to get the ball out. Darren Hayes, David Hayes working hard for Solomontown. It'll be a boundary throw in exactly the same position, in between the left and right, the left full forward pocket position for the Cats. Gavin Lesky to do battle with the player in Alan Penglaze. That they go. Lesky gets a tap, comes down to Leon Minervini. He breaks hard with the body, hits the ball across to Johnny Caputo. Solly's down into the goal square, the wind pulling it back, but not enough, and it floats through for a minor score. Solomontown, 10 minutes into the term, they go on to 1-2, they're 8 points. Wilson yet to go inside their half-forward line, and they haven't scored in this grand final. And Ron, that wind is rather swirling. You can see when they kick out coming out this way, how the ball holds up, and it's got to be players in the front.
It's very, very strong, and one thing Wilson have got on their side at the moment, they've held Solomontown to 1-2, and if they keep the pressure on, it might be a good quarter for them. There's the kick in from Penglaze. Only covers around about 40 metres into the breeze. Offhands it comes towards David Wilson. He's assisted by Haynes. Haynes can't control the ball. Trying to force it across the boundary line, but it's around about a foot off the boundary line, and the bounce will take place. And umpire Pringle, as he found a free kick somewhere, now he's asking for the ball, and there's going to be a bounce down left full forward pocket. The Cats kicking towards the Cathedral end. They have to lead at the moment, 1-2. Wilson yet to score, and the Wolves battling hard to keep Sollies away from the mouth of goals. There's the bounce down, comes out the way of Alan Penglaze. Peter Penglaze, the one to Pirie falls over, chance for Sully through Lesky. Lesky's kicked the goal. Great goal, Gavin Lesky. And mistake there from Pinglaze as the handball went spray. Pirie slipped over as he was about to take possession of the ball, and Gavin Lesky snared it like a good footballer would, and he is a very good footballer. Threw it onto the left boot and brought up goal number 2 for Solomontown. 12 minutes into this 1988 grand final, Solomontown lead 2 goals to 14. Willsden yet to score.
2 goals.
Yeah, they want to continue with the broadcast.
Yeah. Waiting now for the ball to come back into the centre of the ground, and umpire with the ball, putting it down now. Scotty Leverington with the ball. Scotty Leverington doesn't actually have the ball, but he thumps the ball very, very high in the air. Taken here, though, by the player in David Hayes. Hayes now kicking the ball up towards centre half foot. Up they go, but it's all Willsden and Michael Corey taking the mark. Corey out towards the half-back line, and Jamie Bowles, strangely enough, starting off on a half-back flank, although he played quite a bit of the game there last week and was best on ground, and he's taken a good, or an easy mark down towards the wing position. Looking down here for a teammate in Leverington. He comes over the top and taps the ball across the boundary line for a throw-in. Waiting now for the action once again. It's on the it's midway between the wing and the half-forward line, and Solomontown in attacking with a very, very strong breeze. There's the throw-in now. Up they go. In fact, it beat both Ruckman, Lesky and Leverington. Players going in hard. The umpire says a free kick around the neck, and it's to be taken here by Solomontown. The umpires are not missing too much, and going back with that free kick is Jeff Rawlins. Jeff Rawlins, the big centre half-forward now, comes in. There's his kick. Not such a good kick, but it's going to be effective. That lands right in the arms of Stephen Magor, only about 20 metres out from goal, and on a slight angle.
That's the value of being in front.
Yeah, and the big player too, Ronnie was willing to put his body there.
No, we're doing it for the video here, so we're going to keep going. You just cross back to us, and we'll...
When you cross back, we'll handle it.
In comes Magor now, lining up the big ones. There's the shot for goal. Off target with this one, though, and he's put it through for a minor score. So it's Solomontown, 2 goals, 3 at this stage, leading Willsden yet to score, and 14 minutes into the opening quarter, the SGL Grand Final of 1988, the Wolves and the Cats. Just waiting now for the full-back for the Willsden niner, and Alan Penglaze. He's their vice-captain, and he's going to bring it back into play just as soon as the ball's retrieved from wherever it went then. Here it comes back now. There's a big pack of players forming. The 1988 SGL Grand Final. Alan Penglaze now to bring the ball back into play for the Willsden lineup. Nice kick too out towards the half-back line. When you consider the breeze, it was a good kick. Gavin Lesky up in front of the pack, and he's taken what is a pretty good sort of a mark in these conditions. And, well, if he gets onto this one and gets his accuracy, he's certainly well within kicking distance, about 40-45 metres out from goal on about a 45-degree angle. And he comes now, Gavin Lesky, the experienced campaigner. Played league football, and, of course, the... player who's played full-back for the South Australian countryside. He's off target with this one, and in fact out of bounds on the full, and so a relieving kick to be taken there by Alan Penglaze.
Well, the place to be, Bill Sailor's right in front of the pack. It doesn't matter which way you're going, as long as you're in front, you're going to get some of the football.
That's the way the ball drops down, Ron, and there it is again, being held up in the big player's fly again. Nobody could mark it on this occasion. Comes down the way of Paul Penglaze. He can't handle it. Out comes David Bickley. Puts the ball down to the full forward zone. They all fly high. Nobody can mark for their respective sides. Larry Rawlins tries to come out with the ball. Gets it across to Darren Hayes. Darren Hayes is being held all this since he played the game. The free was definitely there, but boy, they're courageous umpires giving these frees right in front of goals. And Darren Hayes from about 10 metres out, directly in front, the left footed, with a famous number 3 on the back, to have a shot to bring up Solomontown's 3rd goal. We've been playing 15 minutes in the term. The Cats done all the attacking kicking with this 5 to 6 goal breeze. And here's Darren Hayes, usually a very reliable kicker of the ball. This one should be no trouble. Puts the ball on its way, right through the high bit of it. Solomontown 3-3, 21 points, leads in Willsden. Yet to score and run. Very courageous umpiring once again.
Well, I suppose what we've got to say, Bill, is that certainly the free kick was there. It's a pressure situation right in front of goals, and he was tagged when not in possession. And these umpires are playing early in the game. They're paying the first free kick, and you can't criticise them for that. But after all, it is a grand final, and really we're going to see some body clashes and some pretty tough stuff. So I would believe that as things settle down, maybe they'll let the players get stuck into it a little bit more. However, Solomontown would be happy with that one. 3 goals, 3, 21, leading Willsden yet to score, but the Wolves are kicking into a pretty strong breeze. There's the bounce down. Lesky and Ruck now for Solomontown. Comes out the way of Chad Miller. Kick off the ground there by the Solomontown defender. Out it goes to Justin Bauer. He gets the kick out to half forward right. Corey's playing across the half back line. Unaccustomed position there for Michael Corey. Forces the ball out of bounds, half forward right. And that's on the far side of the ground. 17 minutes into this first term of the 1988 Grand Final, and Solomontown enjoying a 21-point advantage. But as I've said, they've got the advantage of a very strong breeze. There's the tap away, came the way of Chad Miller. Miller working hard to get the ball back into his hands as the tap away comes out the way of Penglaze. Dashing football from Paul Penglaze. Forces the ball forward. Desperate football now from Penglaze as he dives on top of it. And it looks as though he's... I beg your pardon, Bill. Yeah, great football. That's the basis of persistence, and you keep working hard over the top of the ball, you should get the free kick. There's the kick by Penglaze, holds up in the breeze, across the half-forward line for Willsden. Big pack of players form there. Gee, there's some tough stuff going on at the moment as the ball spills out the way of the Solomontown player, knocking it forward up towards where Strawbridge knocks it in towards the half-forward line. Off hands it comes. Big pack of players form, fall over the top of the ball at half-forward left. And that was some pretty strong stuff there from both sides as Willsden were valiantly trying to go into their attacking zone.
Here's the bounce up in the left half-forward flank position for the Willsden camp. Up goes the big player Leverington. Lesky gets a tap though. Comes down to David Bickley. The ball comes to centre half-forward looking for Jeff Rawlins. Coming through was Newchurch, but he only did it one-handed. It's left to Peter Penglaze. Penglaze gets it across back to Newchurch. Newchurch handballs intercepted by David Hayes. Down a full forward. Here's big Stephen Mager and Alan Penglaze doing battle in the last line of defence. And the ball's forced through for a minor score. Solomontown, 18 minutes into the term, now move on to 3-goal fall. They're 22 points with Willsden's yet to score, and there's going to be Alan Penglaze when the ball retrieved from the full-back to bring the ball back into play. There's a few players from Willsden, though, haven't been in the game at all yet, Ron, and I was looking at Mark McDonald when he first, Bradley McDonald when he first went into the ball, that shoulder's really troubling him, mate.
Well, it's hard to believe that last week he dislocates the shoulder, or so we've been led to believe, and he was in enormous pain as he came off last week. As we saw, Doug, it didn't look to me as though he was going to be fit to play this week, and one wonders just whether he can take the pressure of a tough game today.
Well, I had a bit of a chat to him before the game today, and I said to him, what happened last week? He said, just a little bit of a strain. I thought, you've got to be joking, Bradley, and I think he was. But he's playing today, and that's the thing. But he's a very, very good player, and he's a very strong player.
I suppose, Doug, you don't want to miss out on the grand final, do you?
No, well, I think, he's one of those very determined players, and, well, obviously their brains trust believe that he's more value, well, semi-fit, I suppose, than perhaps some of the lads that they might bring up, with due respect to them. But there's the kick by Jamie Bowles. It was smothered. The umpire has seen a free kick. They're not missing anything today. And the free kick to be taken here by Willsden. Young Glasbrook, it looks like, from here, who's got that free kick. And he comes now on that half-back line, kicks it very high in the air. Now, that finally gained about 15 metres. It went, really got caught up in the breeze. Gavin Lesky tries to tap it across to Mark Bickley. Can't do so. Michael Corey gets the hand pass out there to the brilliant David Wilson. Wilson now kicks the ball down towards the wing position. And the mark is almost taken there by Adrian Davies. Point on course the umpire. There's the elusive Mark Reed. He goes for a hand pass across there to a teammate in Chad Miller. He can't get there before the ball beats him across the boundary line. And a throw-in to take place. It's on the wing position in front of what is a very, very big crowd. I don't know what the crowd is here today, Ron.
That's a pretty big one, there's no doubt about that. We'll see if we can find out at half-time what the gatekeepers have got to say. The tap over from Lesky. Off hands it comes to Bickley. The Cats into attack. Magor at the front position again. Puts his hands up. Recovers well for a big fellow. He'll score from here. Kicks it through. Great football, Stephen Magor. Didn't take the mark, but made sure the ball stayed in front of his body. And that's his second goal, and Solomontown's fourth. And they move along now to 4 goals for 28 points, leading the Wolves yet to score at the 20-minute mark of the 1988 Grand Final in the first quarter. That's not a bad performance by Solomontown, but it's also not too bad a performance by Willsden. If they can hold Solomontown to 4 or 5 goals in this first term, I believe they'll be right in the football match come the second term.
Couldn't agree with you more, Ron, but that was great skills by Stephen Mager, and his game has improved as the years progress, and he's the top ruckman. He won Solomontown's first and best during the week, and that's not a bad effort for the third time. Here's the ball back in the centre. Danny Olsen on the ball, opposed to Gavin Lesky. The ball bounces awkwardly for both players. Comes down where we see Willsden trying to get the ball through the player, and Allen tries to force it on further. There's a lot of pressure being applied here, and the free kick's going to go the way of the Willsden camp, and on this occasion it's going to be Greg Haynes, the Willsden centre man, to take the free kick. He's just on the attacking side of centre. They're going towards a proprietary club room in, and they're yet to score, kicking to the strong breeze. There's the kick being held up. Glenn Johns in front. And he'll take the strong mark, and as Ron called earlier, you've got to be in front. That's where Wilsons are not at the moment. Glenn Johns relieves, goes down to centre half forward. Corey comes out, misses an easy chest mark that he should have taken. The ball's down to the turf. Solomontown have got a chance through lefty. There's the ball, comes back the way of Justin Bauer. Justin Bauer handballs back inside half forward. There's Jamie Bowles working hard. Hugh Church for the free kicks going away of Jamie Bowles. Another head-high tackle. And Jamie Bowles has come up and he's wearing those famous hand shoes, and he's had about 4 or 5 kicks in this term. Solomontown 4-4-28, the leading Willsden Chester score, and we're 22 minutes into this first term.
Well, Tom Hakey wears the t-shirt and Jamie wears the sand shoes. They sort of go together, don't they? Out comes the ball out towards the, virtually straight across the ground. It's going to be picked up here though by David Hayes. He's forced into a quick hand pass. Now it's going to be picked up by Hooper. Hooper in turn hand passes the ball across to a teammate in Penglaze. Got it across to Wilson. Wilson now cleverly gets it across now to Hooper. Good strong defensive work there by Wilson. They had to work hard there, and eventually it's knocked across the boundary line, but they did it pretty well too, under tremendous pressure from the Solomontown forwards. So 22 minutes into this opening quarter, Solomontown 4 goals for, Willsden yet to score, and 5 CS is football. You take it, Ron, when we come back.
There's the throw-in. Off hands it comes towards where Olsen gets on top of the ball. Out towards Chad Miller. He fires out a handball that was far too hard to Penglaze. He can't control the footy as it spills out towards Magor. Magor's tackled hard. Hooper coming through for Willsden, and he's been in fringe, playing a very good game at the moment, Roger Hooper, and he'll take the free kick in the full back pocket, grandstand side of Memorial Oval, and once again we'll see just how far these players can kick into the breeze. It's a pretty strong breeze. It's Roger Hooper now. No leads forthcoming. It's a terrible kick, and it goes out into the attacking zone where Minervini takes possession, loses possession, then grabs it again, gets the handball away, but only as far as Bowles, and Bowles has kicked straight for the boundary line. And gee, there's a couple of players that have really made it quite obvious that they're going for the boundary line. In fact, that's the second time Jamie Bowles has kicked the ball towards the boundary line. Well, I beg your pardon, the first time he handballed it straight out of bounds, and on that occasion he went straight for the boundary line, didn't try to gain any yardage at all, and the ball's obviously gone out of bounds in the full forward left pocket, with Solomontown deep into their attacking zone as we see the ruckman ready to do battle once again. There's the throw, and it comes off hands towards Jeff Rawlins, throws the ball under the left boot, and a minor score there for Solomontown once again. 4 goals 5. They'd like that to be around about, I would think, about 6 goals 3 if they had any choice in it. But they now move along 4-5-29 to Willsden yet to score, but the Wolves will have the breeze in the second quarter.
Right, comes out towards the half-back line, that kick out. Going to be taken away now by David Wilson. There's his kick, and it's out of bounds on the full, and a free kick to be taken here by Lauren Hellman. Lauren Hellman just down from our broadcast point right at this very moment now. Races around the player, Olsen on the mark, kicks the ball, good kick too, right up in towards the feet of goal. Oh, Magor missed what he should have taken there. Trapped almost by Darian Hayes, can't do so. Knocked across the ground, knocked over the boundary line in fact by Roger Hooper, and that's a couple of times that the ball I think is coming in so quickly that they're bouncing out of that time out of Magor's chest, and before it bounced out of his hands. Well, he's kicked a couple of goals, so I guess he's doing his job anyway.
Well, he's playing pretty well at the moment. Solly's lead, 4-5-29, Willsden yet to score.
Okay. Waiting now for the boundary throw, and it's in deep in the forward pocket now for Solomontown, and holding this 29-point advantage. Willsden kicking into, well, it's almost a howling gale. There's the kick out now from Willsden. It dribbles along the ground. Players going in hard. The umpire will come in and call for a bounce. But I guess one thing in favour of the umpires, they've perhaps pulled out 1 or 2 technical ones, but I don't think they've missed too much either. They certainly got control of this grand final. There's the bounce up. Willsden come out though, out towards the half-back line. A diving attempt there by David Bickley. He couldn't take the mark, and it's gone across the boundary line for a throw-in. It's on the half-forward line, and Solomontown in attack.
Here we see Solomontown. Waiting for the boundary throw-in. It's going to be Jeff Rawlins opposed to the player in full. Penglaze gets the top front position, gets it down, but Minervini takes control, tries to get the ball out, but he's stalled and he steps on this occasion. The umpires come in and he'll have a bounce up on the right half forward flank for the Cats. They're leading 4-5 to Willsden yet to score. Up they go. Nobody gets a decisive tap in this encounter. The ball's down on the ground once again. Comes off the boot of Justin Bauer. Now it's in the hands of the Willsden player in Newchurch. He swings it wide with the windsocket and finds Danny Olsen, who's come a long way down from the centre half forward position. They're working it down through the high school. Olsen's kick is held up. Well, a fine diving taken on this occasion by Glenn Johns in the front of the pack where you're supposed to be when you're kicking into the breeze. Here's the kick from Glenn Johns. Goes down to centre half forward. Oh, there's There's a deliberate kick pushed by Jeff Rawlins, allows Paul Pinglace to have an easy kick. Comes across, oh, here's trouble though. He's kicked right across the face of bounds, and Sonny Hooper comes in to help out. Gets the ball to Jamie Bowles. Bowles goes looking for Wilson. It'll drop short for this player. He's going to be set upon by Lauren Hillmans. In comes Larry Rawlins, tries to get it back to the player in David Hayes. David Thornton comes in. David Wilson battling for Wilson. His handballs astray, goes straight to the arms of Minavini though. Minavini hooks one back and finds Darren Hayes. Hayes will go on with the job. Puts the ball on its way, and a beautiful kick of the ball down Hayes from 35, 40 metres out. Went on with the job and put it onto the left foot, right through the centre. You can hear the Solomontown supporters cheering and screaming as Solomontown's move on to 5-5. That's 35 points. Wilson yet to score. 27 minutes determined. Good football there, Doug.
That was good football. It was a bad mistake by Paul Pinglace initially, who got the ball across the centre half back. In fact, the ball ended up gaining ground for Solomontown when he looked for his coach and Jamie Bowles. That was the mistake that was made, and that eventually allowed Solomontown in for the goal. But yeah, a beautiful goal, and gee, I tell you what, when you kick a ball like that, it makes it hard for the opposition. You don't have to win it that often when you're going to kick them that well.
Well, Minavini was the player that set it up with a desperation kick over the shoulder, and he found Hayes as the bounce down takes place. Lesky versus Leverington. Lesky gets the tap away as Leverington comes over the top. Miller, burst of speed through the centre of the ground, up towards Olsen. He can't control the ball. Gets the handball out, goes straight the way of Minavini, but a free kick's been given the way of Danny Olsen. And Danny Olsen now on the defensive side of centre half forward, with the opportunity to put Willsden into their attacking zone for one of the few times they've been forward in this game. Up towards the centre half forward position. Off hands it comes to Chad Miller. Gee, a goal would be useful for Willsden, and it's going to come up as coming through is Ashley Allen, and Ashley Allen has forced the ball through for a major score, and what a good piece of football there from Willsden. They work the ball forward, and that's a handy one into this breeze. 27 minutes into the first term. They'll be pretty happy about that one, the Wolves. 5-5 Solomontown, 35 points. Leading Willsden, 1 goal, 6 points. Good piece of football, Doug Oakley.
That was a magnificent bit of football. Young Ashley Allen, he's only about 17 years of age, and I tell you what, he's had a very, very good first year of SGL football, playing in the forward line at the moment.
Yes, he's been playing most of his footy this year in defence and doing very, very well.
Yeah, half-back, flank and full-back we've seen him in recent times, but I think that's about the first goal we've seen for about a game and a quarter, at least, kicked to that end. There's the bounce up in the centre of the ground. Big Scotty Leverington tries to tap the ball on. Players caught with the ball there. The umpire says he couldn't break clear. That was Greg Haynes there, caught on the bottom of that pack, and the umpire's coming in, and he'll bounce the ball. So at the moment we're almost at quarter time. Solomontown 5 goals 5, 35, leading Willsden 1 goal straight 6. Bill Saylor, who I think is still celebrating anyway in spirit after Port's win in the reserves. Bill, take it over.
Gavin Lesky takes a free kick just outside the attacking centre half forward. He'll put the ball high in the air, gives the chance to Larry Rawlins. He's in front. The ball goes over the top of these two players' heads. Johnny Caputo picks it up. There's a great goal. That's the strength of the Solomontown forward. They don't rely on one player. It was Johnny Caputo's turn this time. A quick answering goal. The ball came down out of the centre from Gavin Lesky. Johnny Caputo took it onto the left foot. You heard one in the background say good goal, and it was for the young rover. And from the left full forward pocket, all the Cats players coming in and hit him on the back to see Solomontown move on to 6 goal 5. They're 41 points to Wilson's 1 goal 6 points, and we're 30 minutes into the term, and that was a quick answering goal to that good goal by Wilson's into the strongly into the breeze. The ball is back with the umpire at the centre, and it's going to be the players in Leverington opposed to Gavin Lesky. Lesky taking control while Olsen was on the ball. Now Leverington's come back to do combat with him. Everybody's urging their teammates on as the balls bounce. Up they go. Leverington's got the fury of the bounce, but Lesky gets it down to Jeff Rawlins at centre half forward. His slick handball goes astray. There's Darren Strawberry, comes across, tries to get it across to Newchurch. He attacks the ball one-handed. Minavini's in there working strongly for the Cats. He's gone to the turf. The umpire's indicated holding the ball. Pretty hard decision on that occasion to Minavini. He was only player making the ball the object, and it's Neville Newchurch to take the free kick on the half-back flank, and Wilson's go down to the centre wing position where Lesky tries to get it. Comes down to Leverington. He gets it across to Reed. Reed goes down looking for Olsen. He leads in the race to the ball. Solomontown's McInerney comes in and the prize pressure. Dives on the player and gives the free kick, as you heard, run away. Ball in the background. Score 6-5 Solly. Wilson's yet 1 goal, and they're going into the breeze.
Here's the kick from Olsen. He plays on immediately. Kicks in towards the full forward zone. Here's a chance for Solomontown through Flink. The tap away comes from the Solomontown defender out towards McInerney. McInerney's going to go for the boundary line, and a little bit of a blue on in the square. It wouldn't be long before this happened in a grand final, as we see a few of them wrestling with each other. One Bradley McDonald he wouldn't want to get, was it Bradley tied up in that, or was Johnny Blink?
One Bradley McDonald and one Lauren Hellman, strangely enough.
Yeah, well, they're a couple of fiery characters. It doesn't do them any harm and lets off a little bit of steam. Ball out of defence, up towards the half-back flank, and a good mark being taken there by Mark Bickley.
Playing pretty well in the centre.
Yes, he's playing very, very well. He's a very talented young man. Bickley now from the defensive side of half-back right, kicks towards half-forward right, covers a lot of distance, up high Penglaze, and he's a great footballer, this fellow. Takes a good mark at the second grab. Gets straight on with the job, goes down towards the player that's played great football in the last couple of weeks in Scott Leverington, and he takes the easiest of marks at centre wing. Plays on, confidence football from the big fella as he goes around onto the left boot. It's not a very good kick coming out of, gee, there's some strong body work as Johns goes to ground. Desperation football from Davies. Here's a chance now for the Cats if Pire can get to the football in front of Wilson. Wilson, good football. Tag when not in possession, and he's a very, very clever player, this young man, and David Wilson from the centre of the ground will take the free kick.
David Wilson now, one of 6 Aboriginal lads playing in the Wilson lineup, and I tell you what, he is brilliant, playing on the wing, and one of the great players. Here's another one now in Mark Reeve. He's had a very, very good first quarter. Looking down for Bradley McDonald, and McDonald it is who's taken the mark there in opposition to Adrian Davies. Would only be about 30 metres out from goal. He's on a bit of an angle, but kicking into this breeze, it's going to take a mighty big kick to put that one through. But McDonald's certainly a very fine kick. There's the kick, and it's gone offline and just scraped in for a minor score. So Bradley McDonald, who wears number 1 on his back, has put that one through for the first minor score for Wilson. They're 1 goal, 1-7 now, and trailing Solomontown 6 goals, 5-41. We've played about 32 minutes of the opening quarter, and we're just waiting now for the ball to be brought back into play by the Solomontown defenders. There it is. It's a beautiful kick. Look at that, into the centre of the ground. David Bickley with an incredible punch over his head has thumped the ball to centre half forward. Coming through strongly, we find the Willsden defender there in Newchurch. He's down. Leon Menavidi runs into a wall of players. It was big Leverington, taken now by Justin Bauer. Now towards the half forward line, looking for Johnny Caputo. He couldn't take the mark. The siren has gone. It's quarter time in the big SGL Grand Final of 1988. And Solomontown 6 goals, 5-41. Willsden 1 goal, 1-7. Sollies 6-5-41. Willsden 1 goal, 1-7. We'll take a look at goal kickers, best players, and how we see the first quarter at the moment. 5 CS is football.
Well, that's not a bad first quarter, really, from Wilson.
Good quarter. This is a 7-goal breeze easily.
Yeah, Sollies would have liked the pressure of a grand final with both sides really striving and wanting this one, and this fellow's come back from a knee injury, so it'll be interesting to see if the gamble plays off as Leverington lines up to Magor as the bounce down takes place to start the second quarter. Magor gets the tap away. Off hands it comes towards where Strawbridge straight into the game, dives over the top of the ball, and the umpire will come in, and that is umpire Pringle. He'll take the bounce down in the centre of the ground. Leverington versus Magor, 2 great big men. They both get high, but it's Magor that gets the tap away. Ball spills out the way of Bickley. He gets the handball onto David Hayes. David Hayes in turn onto Jeff Rawlins. He gets the tap on, but it goes straight to Jamie Bowles. He's playing a good game today for Willsden. Pryor drops a mark, but he under pressure. Gets the handball away as the Solomontown side goes into attack up towards the half-forward line. Opportunity now for Larry Rawlins. Picks the ball up. He's claimed immediately by Penglaze. It comes out the way of Strawbridge. He gets the handball onto his captain, his coach in Bowles, as the Wolves go into attack for the first time. Up towards Corey. Corey now. Clever football as he shoots the ball out towards the run of Chad Miller. Coming up for Solomontown is Pryor. He knocks the ball out towards the boundary line, but there's the pace from Chad Miller. He's caught. Great football, though, from Solomontown. They're looking the goods at the moment as Pryor kicks the ball out of defence up towards centre wing. Reed comes through, picks the ball up cleverly. The crowd calls holding the ball as the ball's kicked in towards centre half forward, but the easiest of marks being taken there by Solomontown's David Bickley.
Well, you mentioned... Oh, sorry, Ron.
Solomontown 6-5-41, Willsden 1-1 as the ball out towards the half-back flank.
There's the kick by Bickley now, goes out towards the wing position, and the umpire see the free kick. It's going to go the way of Willsden, and going back with that free kick, it looks like Shane Strawbridge got it across there to his teammate, in towards centre half forward. Bradley McDonald trying to play the ball in front of him. He's pushed off the ball. I don't think he's 100% fit. I don't think there's much doubt about that. The ball's on the ground now. There's another hand pass from Ashley Allen this time. Gets it across in the direction of Mark Reed. He's outnumbered 3-1, but does it brilliantly in towards centre half forward, except the kick wasn't all that good. And and in fact I think there might be a bounce up here. The umpire is coming in and he will bounce the ball. It's right in front of the scoreboard, 2 minutes into the second quarter, and we're watching the SGL Grand Final of 1988. Two Adelaide umpires today, umpire Redaway and umpire Pringle. There's the bounce up, and it's gone across the boundary line, or a free kick. I think it might be a free kick down there to Solomontown. And Mark Bickley gets the free kick, and 15 metres into the bargain too, and probably another 15 metres too now, as Mark Reid is in there, and fairly undisciplined play by Reid when they had the ball on the forward line. Bickley now brings it out towards the centre half back position, and Lauren Hellmans it is who's taken the mark there in front of Darren Strawbridge. Hellmans now out towards the wing position, looking out here for Adam Magor. Magor, who played in last year's thirds Grand Final, now playing in the big senior Grand Final, gets the ball very close to the boundary line, and in fact knocks it across for a throw-in right near our broadcast point.
There's the boundary throw-in. The ruck work will be taken by Danny Olsen. His opponent will be Gordon John. Now the player Adam Magor comes in. Up they go. Olsen tries to take the ball out of the air, comes down the way of Minervini, but there's a free kick found. It'll go the way of the youngster Johnny Caputa on the half-back flank for the Cats. He elects to go on with the play, gets support, puts himself into trouble, breaks the tackle quite easily though, and his kick is marked strongly by the player in Darren Strawbridge. Centre wing position for Willsden. They want to go in with high kicks. There's the kick down the centre half forward. Resting there is Stephen Mager. Oh, taken off him by Chad Miller. Chad Miller gets the ball across looking for Wilson. Wilson picks the ball up, goes for goals, puts the ball high on its way. There's the second goal to the Wilson camp. The first in this term. It's taken them 4.5 minutes. Kicking with a strong breeze. Wilson's are now moved on to 2-goal 1. They're 13 points. The Solomontown 6-goal 5, 41. 4.5 minutes into the term, and they got that ball quite easily across. Thought Stephen Mager was a little bit unlucky there. The mark could have been made.
Well, Billy didn't really hang on to it. He put his hands on it, and as the ball spilled away from him, Miller was there to take the ball away. So it was good play. He's a clever footballer, Chad Miller. There's no doubt about that. And that's a handy goal for Willsden. 2-1 the Wolves, 13, trailing Solomontown 6-5, 41. As umpire Redaway puts the ball down, and once again it's Leverington versus Magor. Magor gets the tap away again. Reed's held when not in possession, and the free kick going the way of the Willsden run-on player.
Stephen George on the ground. I noticed that he was the one who gave away that free kick, but he's on the ground after starting on the interchange bench.
There's the kick from Reed in towards the full forward zone. Front position is Bradley McDonald. Offhands it comes to Pryor. His handball out towards a teammate there in Adam Magor. Magor gets the handball on. Minervini takes possession now. Was caught. Gets the handball away to David Hayes. He streaks up through centre wing. Kicks up towards half forward left. But once again, that very, very strong breeze is holding the ball up. And Peter Penglaze has taken a good relieving mark across the half-back line. Kicks down towards half-forward right. Bowles infringed as he takes the ball on the chest, and a little bit of pushing and shoving, and the umpire's reversed his decision, and the free kick going the way of Minervini. Here's the clash that people have been waiting for, Minervini and Bowles running towards umpire Redaway now and fronting him up, giving him a wave of the finger and having a good old chat to him as the ball up towards centre wing, and the mark being taken there by Larry Rawlins.
There's the kick by Rawlins now, down towards centre half forward he goes, but it's all Willsden this time. They bring the ball out of defence, goes high in the air. Might be a free kick play here to Paul Penglaze. No, it's not. It's a mark that's been awarded to Larry Rawlins. He drops the ball in towards centre half forward. His target down there was David Thornton. He couldn't get it. A hand pass from Jamie Bowles, got it back there to his teammate, and down towards centre half forward go Willsden. The mark is taken by Graham McInerney, and McInerney, the big policeman from Solomontown, kicks the ball down towards the half-back flank position, and Terry Pryor chips in and takes a fairly easy mark. Well, if we look across at the windsock at the moment, we can certainly see how strong that breeze is. It is a 6 or 7 goal breeze at least today, and blowing straight down the ground, virtually favouring the cathedral end of the Memorial Oval in Port Pirie. Bathed in beautiful sunshine, as it has been all afternoon, and it's in immaculate condition after all the rain in Port Pirie overnight, about an inch of rain. Jamie Bowles now kicking the ball very high in the air, up to centre half forward, up they go. Big Stephen Magor, this time that's about the 4th mark he's dropped, and he's having problems just holding it with that one grip. Down on the ground the ball goes, and in fact the umpire will come in and call for a bounce.
There's a bounce up just about 45-50 metres out from the Willsden goal mouth. They're going towards the cathedral end. A big pack of players forward. Stephen Magor puts it out in the open territory to get the speed to the chance that the ball will lead all players out of bounds. In front of the time clock going 8 minutes to the turn, the Solomontown leading 6-5, Willsden 2-1. Boundary ruck work to be taken on by Stephen Magor, opposed to Danny Olsen. Magor. There's the tap. Goes from over into the 6-11 practice, straight out of bounds. It'll be a replay of that. that contested boundary throw in at the same time. Plenty of players now. Solis has started to move a couple of players down into the back line. 7 minutes into the 2, 2-1 to 6-5. Up they go. Olsen, maybe they'll get to that. Straight down the field. Very Pire gets kicked down the half back to the small Wilson. The ball comes up with back Millisburg now looking for Mark. Bradley McDonald. He didn't go into that goal. Gets the chance for Solis. McInerney comes out to David Whitley. 2 bounces. 3 bounces. Goes strongly to the centre. Nearly marked by the player in Strawbridge. Comes down the way of Big Scott Leamington. He's tagged. Ball goes to the third. Desperately trying to get it out to the open. Comes away of Michael Pirie. Got a chance on the left foot. Will the wind bring it back? Just slightly. And umpire indicates it's through to 1 behind. Wilson, 2-2, 14 points, leading goals. And Solomontown 6-5, 41, 9 minutes into the term.
Ball being brought back into play by McInerney. He's normally a prodigious kick of the ball. It'll be interesting to see what sort of distance he can get into this breeze. But the place to be, no doubt, is in front of the pack. And at the moment, it looks to me as though Solomontown players are in front of the pack. But McInerney didn't kick the ball far enough, and umpire...
metre, I think it is, Ron.
Yeah.
You can't take possession for a metre.
That's right, and umpire Redaway is going to bounce down on the 10-metre square and hit Wilson. Solid really howling through our broadcast and the bounce takes place. Up goes Lauren Hillman, punches the ball to the safety of the boundary line. 10 minutes into this second quarter in the SGL Grand Final of 1988, Solomontown leads 6-5, 41. Willsden 2-2, 14. 5CS is football.
Heading down for the boundary throw-in, and the big fellows doing battle. We've got Danny Olsen down there. Also, we've got big Stephen Maycor. There's the throw-in. Some of the town defenders working overtime at the moment. No, they can't break their way clear. The umpire will come in and call for yet another bounce. The game, I thought, might have been a little bit more physical, Ron.
Well, the umpires have tended to umpire out any physical stuff, Doug. They've played some pretty tentative free kicks, but we may see things liven up as the game wears on when things start to pan out a little bit. And if one side, Solomontown at the moment, have got the advantage, and I think we're going to see a lot more pressure exerted in the second half of this quarter.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. 10 minutes of the second quarter gone. There's the bounce down now with Solomontown 6-5 and Willsden 2-2, and it's been knocked across the boundary line. There will be a throw-in. Of course, there's plenty of football being played today, and of course the grand finals of northeastern and northern areas, York County preliminary final, the Wyona Football League grand final tomorrow, and the big game at Adelaide today. We'll have scores from Adelaide right through the afternoon too. And also up towards centre half forward, Olsen couldn't take the mark. Brilliant football, Ninavini there. He got it across to Glenn Johns. He's been pretty solid in defence too. Out towards the boundary line it goes, and a player in Darren Strawbridge kicks it across the boundary line after it was over, and there'll be a throw-in right down in front of the broadcast point. And of course a very, very big crowd here in the big game at Memorial Oval. 19 minutes of the quarter gone.
Here's the throw-in, half forward left. It's Willsden into attack and needing goals. Solly's lead, 6-5. Willsden 3-2. Lesky, front position, off hands it comes to the little speedster in Miller. Tries to handball the ball in front of his body. There's Bickley working hard for Solomontown. Lots of players over the top of the ball. Out it comes towards where McInerney, working hard, tries to barge his way through. And the bounce down will take place in a half forward position with Willsden into their attacking zone and badly needing to score.
Here's the bounce up they go. Leslie gets the tap, comes down to Noble in particular. The ball's down at the foot of the play. The umpire's going to have to come in and recommend the play in exactly the same way. It's about 20 or 30 yards. Throw a blanket around about 35 there. This run bounce. Up they go. Leslie, Danny Olsen. Leslie gets the tap. Wins it. He's looking for Rod Bain having his first run for Bain. Comes across the way of the Wilson player in Blink. He can't control it. Ball with it is Solomon. The defender's working hard. Rod Bain. His handball's chopped off by Danny Olsen. Solomontown get it back to McInerney. He tries to back out of the pack. His kick goes down to Jamie Bowles. Really took a tremendous mark. Darren Haynes comes through strongly. Out the front, gets the support, and there's Justin Bauer, but the ball beats all players out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw right in front of the side here, broadcasting box. And Wilson, 20 minutes into 19 minutes of the term, trailing by 21 points. Here's the boundary throw in. Look at these attacking players. Up they go. Gavin Lesky. But it comes down to Danny Olsen. Strawbridge goes without the leather. Comes down to his brother, to Glasgow. Glasgow Michaeltown a full forward. McInerney, he loses Michael Corrie. He's had a bad day, Corrie. Comes out the centre half back with David Hayes. Couldn't control the ball. Wilson's in there for the Willsden camp. Tries to get it out to his teammate. And the free kick's going to go the way of David Wilson in the true centre half forward position, about 55, 60 metres out. With this breeze,
that was a pretty soft free kick.
It was in the back, but
It was pretty soft.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Leave it up because Solly's got a couple of them. They got
I think the umpires
soft.
I think the umpires are doing pretty well. But that sort of thing is really taking a little bit of body out of the game.
And I think the body completely out, especially under these conditions, Ron. So
Yeah,
it
sure.
should go a little bit more freely.
The thing that they are doing now, they are playing the free kicks. The fella playing the ball,
and you can't go crook about that. As there's the kick in towards the full forward zone. Front position was Warren. Off hands it comes as Lesky tried to punch the ball away, and the ball forced through the goals by Solomontown, and it gives Willsden an extra point on the score. They move along now to 21 points, trailing Solomontown 6-5-41 as McInerney to bring the ball back into play, and once again we see Magor with the front position. There's the kick in, but it's a bad kick there from McInerney, and it's lobbed straight in the hands of the talented footballer in Shane Strawbridge, and he's around about 30 metres out, and he's just about directly in front. 21-minute mark of the second term, and Shane Strawbridge should bring up from this position goal number 4 for Willsden.
Danny Olsen coming off the ground, and big Roger Farah, all 6'9" of him coming on as in comes Strawbridge. He's off target with that one, and it's gone through for a minor score. And big Roger Farah, look at him, will you? Goodness me, 6'8.5", I think he is. That's what we reckon anyway. And
He's bigger than Texas, Doug.
Oh,
I think he's having got that headgear on to keep him down out of the spot. I think he might have
Probably gets a head cold because he's up there so high.
Well, I spoke to him before the game, and I tell you what, I didn't say one word of cheek to him. I wasn't game. He's a big boy. He and Scotty Leverington.
There's the kick in from McInerney. It was held up, with a good mark being taken there by David Bickley in the full-back pocket. He'll kick up towards the half-back flank. This wind is making kicking very, very difficult. The ball's punched out the way of Chad Miller. He's set upon by 4 and 5 Solomontown defenders. This has been a feature of the Solly defenders' play. They're at the drop of the ball as it comes out the way of Miller once again. He kicks in towards centre-half forward. Chance for Glink. Gee, that was courageous stuff. Johnny Glink kept his eye on the ball, put his hands high in the air, and that was very, very good football from John Glink. Solomontown defenders are pretty mean and tough at the moment, and they didn't spare him the rod at all, but he didn't falter one little bit, John Glink, and that bit of football certainly deserves a goal. He's 35 metres out, directly in front as he comes in with the left foot. He looks as though he's kicked across the line of flight. Minor score there results for Willsden. 3 goals, 5 now for Wolves, 23. Trailing Solly 6-5-41 at the 22-minute mark of the second term of this SGL Grand Final.
Graham McInerney now to bring the ball back into play. There's the kick. The breeze holding it up as you might expect. Once again, up went Strawbridge. He couldn't take the mark. Taken by Glasbrook. He gets a hand pass out to Bowles. Bowles has pushed off the ball. Taken by Minervini now. Takes one bounce as Glasbrook in there with Bickley throwing each other around. There's a hand pass that comes out now to big Stephen Magor. Knocks it across there to Hayes. Hayes is not able to keep the ball in play, and it's gone across the boundary line forward. Yet another throw in. Solomontown 6 goals 5-41, beating Willsden 3 goals 5-23, and we've played just on 23 minutes of the second quarter. There's the throw in. Big Roger Farah gets the tap out across now to his coach in Bowles. No, he can't get it. Taken by Davies across to Minervini, thrown to the ground there by Jamie Bowles. The umpire says holding the ball, and I thought Minervini was a little bit stiff then.
Gee, I thought it was good too. What did you think?
I thought holding the ball, Ron, because he took the player to the ball, and Minervini, he was a bit unlucky though that he was facing the Willsden player, had no chance, but the umpire's been consistent, and it was holding the ball in my book on that occasion. Here's Bowles going back. He's a little bit too far out the score for Jamie. He doesn't usually kick the ball very long distance, but he's got the breeze coming over his right shoulder, puts the ball high in the air. It's going to drop in the goal square. They all fly high. Corrie couldn't take control of it, and the ball forced out of bounds on the opposite side. That's alongside the left full forward position for the Willsden camp, and they're trailing at the moment 18 points exactly to Solomontown 6-5. 25 minutes to the boundary throwing to be taken right alongside the left point post. Ruck work, big Roger Farah opposed to Gavin. Farah front position, gets the tap, comes down. It was Leverington actually, comes down. There's a kick out of there, kicking in danger. They're called a run, so there's the umpire, and it's going to be against McInerney, and the player coming up to take the letter is going to be the player in Warren, I think it is, when he turns around. And if it's,
I think it might be Gunn.
I think it's Reed, isn't it?
Yeah, Reed, I think.
Reed or Warren, I can't pick them out. He just sit there.
Yes, you can, Phil. That's
when they turn around, that's the only way I can pick them out, on by their numbers. And Reed's coming back. He's on a very acute angle and has to put the ball out towards the right of the goal face and let the wind blow it through. He's going
by Reid, and I tell you what, he's hit by the post.
That's a little bad umpiring run because the defender was straight on the goal line. There was one right alongside him.
The 15-metre penalty could have been imposed then.
It was bad umpiring. But here's McInerney to bring the ball back into play. He goes out towards the high school flank, looking there for the player in George. Comes back towards the player in Willsden. He goes down a full forward, calls Solomontown, and safely marked by Darren Hayes on the second attempt. He goes out towards the high school flank once again, but this time it's marked by Michael Corrie. And he'll be having about his first kick for the game. Michael Corrie, 25 minutes in the term, goes back, puts it down into the teeth of goal, but it's going to drop across and go out of bounds on the full. And this has been one of the faults of the Willsden camp. They're indirect kicking when they go down into the forward line, Ron, and that's why they're trailing 3-6 to Solomontown 6-5.
Yes, they should be trying very, very hard to keep that ball in play. They know how strong that breeze is, but they're playing far too close to the boundary line, and consequently the ball being blown across the boundary line. There's the kick from McInerney. Holds up in the breeze as it goes high in the air. Farrer from behind. Gets the tap away. Opportunity for Miller if he can snare the ball as he's waiting for it. Lots of players over the top of the ball. There would be 14, 15 players around that football at the moment. And, well, we see only 2 players up at centre-half forward for Solomontown as Willsden deep into their attacking zone. There's the tap away. Comes out the way of Mark Bickley. He taps it back into a pack of players. Offhands it comes to where Strawbridge gets the handball away. Straight to Stephen Magor. Doug Oakley would have thought that was holding the ball by the sound of his reaction.
Well, what did you think?
I thought it was too, but the umpire right on the spot called play on, and umpire Pringle with the bounce down now, 45 metres out of the Willsden goals, and they really need a goal badly with the aid of this breeze with only a few moments remaining in this second term. But the Solomontown defenders are working extremely hard there in the back pocket, and they're going to make it very, very difficult for the Wolves at the moment. 26 minutes into the second term. Solomontown leads 6-5, 41, Willsden 3-6, 24 as the bounce down takes place.
Lesky goes very high for that tap out, and a big pack of players forming once again. Obviously Solomontown are blocking up this forward line of Willsden to well, prevent them from getting...
blocking up, Doug. Besides, the only player outside of centre-half back for Solomontown is their centre-half forward, Jeff Rawman. Besides that, there's no other player.
Snapshot for goal now by Willsden, and it's gone out of bounds on the full, and there'll be a kick to be taken here by one of the Solomontown defenders. Just watching now to see who it's going to be. Looks like Mark Bickley, or is it going to be McInerney who's going to take it? So at the 27-minute mark of this quarter, we'll stay with it, David, until half-time. Then you might have a few commitments in the studio. I'm sure you have, with Adelaide scores and perhaps other scores that might be coming through. A little bit difficult at Orroroo today because, well, there's no phone at the ground, so that's one of the reasons for our northern areas listeners why it's very difficult to get scores. So that's something I guess we have to live with, unfortunately, as in comes Graham McInerney now, kicking the ball very high in the air once again. Up go the big fellows, and big Roger Farrer was the leaper on that occasion, or at least he put the hands up. No one can take the mark, though, and a big pack of players forming once again, and the umpire will come in and call for a bounce. Solomontown, 6 goals, 5-41. Willsden, 3 goals, 6-24. 28 minutes of the quarter gone. The bouncer, up they go. Stephen Magor it was who went up high there. Once again, he couldn't get the tap out. A big pack of players forming once again, and there's got to be another bounce. Well, the umpie's getting plenty of practice, certainly, in the last few minutes, but it's not exactly pretty football, pretty determined stuff, though, Ron.
Yeah, very determined stuff, and Solomontown have done it well. I think Max Bickley has pulled the trick of sending all these players into the defensive zone for the final 10 minutes of this second term, and at the moment it's paying off as Willsden are finding it very, very difficult to get that ball into the goal mouth. There they are in that full-back pocket. Pire takes possession, playing a good game. Gets the handball away. Off hands it comes. Here's a chance now for Wilson. He kicks in towards centre-half forward. Opportunity for Wilson through Miller. But coming up nicely is Bickley. But that's a good piece of play. And that was number 14, wasn't it? That was Penglaze. It was Alan Penglaze who's come right down from the full-back position or the defensive position. And what a brilliant piece of play there from Alan Penglaze. Was under pressure, got the kick away, and the wind carried the ball through. 29-minute mark at the second term, and boy oh boy did the Wolves need that one. 4 goals, 6 now Willsden. That carries them along to 30 points. Trailing Solomontown 6 goals, 5, 41. What do you think of that for the football, Bill?
I think Alan said, well, no forwards can kick goals, Ron. I'll come down from the half-back flank, follow my player, and it was a good kick off the left boot by Alan Penglace, and that's what Willsden should be trying to do, get the ball across into this flank. Good calling. Here's the ruck work taken on by Farrer. Comes down with Willsden, definitely trying to go in again to get a goal before half-time and make the score a lot closer. It's 11 points of difference here at Memorial Oval when we've been playing 30 minutes in the term. There's the bounce. Big Roger Farah. Gavin Lesky takes front position. It's a big pack concern. Farah gets rid of Lesky quite comfortably. Ball's out in the favour of Johnny Caputa. He gets it across to David Hayes. Larry Rawlins. Strong mark, Larry Rawlins. It's in a half forward. Handball's out wide. Puts Mark quickly into a ton of trouble though. Holding the ball. Good decision by the umpire. Chad Miller taking the free kick. He goes back. It's a 15-minute penalty, but too late for the Willsden team as the siren sounds to end the first half of the 1988 Spencer Gold League Grand Final, and at half-time Solomontown's hold a respectable lead, 6-5, 41 points over Willsden's 4-6, 30 points.
Well, there it is. That's the half-time score. Solly 6-5, Willsden 4-6. Quickly checking the goal kickers now for Solomontown. We've got 2 goals to Darian Hayes, 2s to Stephen Magor, singles to Johnny Caputo, Larry Rawlins and Gavin Lesky. I think I've given you 7 goals there.
You have, but Darian Hayes has only got one.
Only got the one, yeah, my apologies there. So 6 goals for Solomontown. And Willsden's goals have come from Alan Penways, Ashley Allen, David Wilson, and also from Chad Miller. Well, Ron, very quickly, we'll let you look at Solomontown once again. How do you see?
Well, once again, players have played well in the first quarter, along with the defenders on this occasion. I thought number 4 for Solomontown, Terry Pire, is playing particularly well. We've seen Minervini and Magor get near the football, and Mark Quickly and Hayes still carrying on with the good work, but Solly's couldn't score into the breeze, and Willsden added, what did they add there in the second turn? They added 3 goals, 5. They'd be a little disappointed that they weren't more accurate, but exactly the same sort of thing happened to Solomon.
Terrible. That we must be playing had it in your microphone.
You want a scarf, Peter?
I was like, we're staying down here now.
Oh. Is it better down there?
But it will be cold. We're going to do fast. I'm not going to keep you guys playing. You know that's not down the ground anyway.
Yeah.
I've already got about 40 minutes of vision.
Yeah.
I can't get a 2-minute story out of that.
Just starting now. Okay. How long's this been on? I'll let it finish here.
Bloody hell.
Hell is hell, yeah.
Oh. Oh, it's free. Yeah. She's played all right, Miller.
Hey?
Miller. Done all right.
He just overdoes it a little bit, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Sometimes, yeah.
This is the key to the game.
We're going to...
Hey, mate. Hey, Mark.
Don't you know it's cold today?
He never knows.
Here we
that,
go.
lad. He's young.
Warm in the studio.
Well, play just underway in the third quarter, about 2 minutes of the quarter gone, and Solomontown still 6-5, and Willsden 4 goals 6. Solomontown in attack at the moment. Big Stephen Magor comes out, keeps the play and keeps the ball in play rather well, but it's eventually knocked across the boundary line by the Willsden defenders, and a throw-in to take place. Oh, very, very cold conditions up here in our broadcast booth. It was nice to get down at half-time and enjoy a little bit of the sunshine out of the breeze. There's the throw-in now. Up they go. Once again, nobody getting a real decisive tap out, and James Bowles, the captain and coach of the Willsden lineup, runs across the boundary line, and it will be a throw-in. And just waiting now for the big fellows in Stephen Magor and Danny Olsen playing as a ruckman today. Normally at centre-half forward. Up went Michael Corey, did it rather spectacularly, got it across to Shane Strawbridge. Jamie Bowles it is who knocks the ball across the boundary line, and a little bit of a wrestling match there with David Thornton and Jamie Bowles. I'm not sure who had hold of who. The umpire quickly on the scene there, nothing in that one. Once again, it's going to be Magor and Olsen going for this. Up they go. Could have gone against Olsen there. Might have been a push in the back, but play on calls the umpire as Corey coming through. Still got the ball there. He's got it on the ground. The umpire says it was held to him, and there will be a throw-up. It's about 20 metres out from goal. Solomontown in attack. No change in the half-time score. 11 points the margin. Solomontown in front, and they're kicking with the assistance. But it's a breeze that probably is going to, if you use it well, you'll kick 7 or 8 goals with it. No doubt about that. Johnny Caputo traps the ball. Gets it across here to Hayes. And it's come off Hayes' hand or foot and gone across the boundary line for another throw-in. Well, two gentlemen are here with us. They've returned from the half-time break. Bill Saylor and Ron Redford. Nice to get... well, as I mentioned, it was nice to go down, wasn't it, out of the breeze?
It would be nicer to stay in there too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Somebody's just shut the door, Mark, so we get back to the football now. 4 minutes into the term. No addition to either score. 41-30. Solid in front. As you can see, the boundary thrown to be taken right in front of the scoreboard. And it's going to be the ruck work taken on by the player in Stephen Magor, opposed to Danny Olsen. Up they go. Magor gets a run. Olsen tries to take the leather out of the air, gets it down to where Hooper battles on it. The ball's clear now at the moment. Comes the way of the player in Mark Bickley, puts it forward the ball to goal. And that's a medalist kick. Right deep in the right field for his down the weak forward. Mark Bickley put it over his left shoulder and was a tremendous goal to the young Madigan medalist for 1988, and run 5 minutes of the term that Solly's needed to start them on their way. They have moved on to 7-goal 5 there, 47 points. Now a 17-point margin over Wilson, who are sitting on 4 goals 6, and that was a Brownlow medalist or Madigan medalist, top medalist's goal, Ron.
Yeah, it was a great goal. He knew that he had to give the ball some air so the breeze could do some work on it. That's exactly what he did. And that's the reason why he's won the 1988 Madigan medal. There's the bounce down. Olsen tries to take the ball out of the air. A lot of pressure on as Miller takes possession. Tries to force the ball forward. Tap on there from Strawbridge. Tap on there now from the Solomontown defenders. Out it comes to Olsen. He's immediately set upon. Penglaze is there. Lies across the ball. Taps it out the way of Miller. Miller gets it on to Newchurch. Newchurch now kicks up towards the centre of the ground. Chance now for Leverington. Good tackle there from Scott Leverington. And he's a good player, this big fellow. You can look for big things from him in from next season. He's a really good footballer. He looks for Bowles out towards centre wing, and Jamie Bowles has taken the mark. The Cats are going quick about that one.
Might have been interference, I think.
The umpire paid it for a tap across the head, I think, not just for the mark.
Okay, so centre wing position, Jamie Bowles with the football, and he's one of the greats of Spencer Golf League, former Madigan medalist. He kicks up towards centre wing, and a good mark being taken there by Scott Leverington. The big fellow is going to have a very big influence on this game, there's no doubt about that. At the moment, Mabel is also playing well for Solomontown, so the two big men are working hard. There's the kick from Leverington. Lesky comes through and he gets one for his corner from Olsen, but it's grand final day today, and Willsden trailing, and we haven't seen a lot of that sort of stuff here today. As Gavin Lesky now from the half-back flank, grandstand side, got the kick in towards centre-half forward. Long spiral punt, off hands it comes. Chance for Thornton, goes to break the tackle, gets the handball away, intercepted by Bowles. Bowles in turn to Wilson. Wilson in turn with the short pass up to a teammate in Warren. Warren now from centre wing, plays on, kicks up towards the half-forward flank from behind. Good mark taken there by Danny Olsen. Good football, Willsden, as they kick in towards centre-half forward. Miller under pressure there from player there in Hillman's. Allen was disposed of the ball. Off hands it comes, chance for Pire as he pulls his player through. Now Warren picks the ball up nicely, kicks in towards full forward. Here's a chance for the Wolves. Off hands it comes, Chad Miller moves towards the football, taken nicely by Shane Strawbridge. He gets the handball away. Here's a chance for Darren Strawbridge with the left foot kick right into the teeth of goals, but the mark has been taken there. Is it Pire back there?
Glenn Johns, I reckon.
Is it Glenn Johns? Glenn Johns has taken the mark, and Johns now deep in defence, kicks out towards half-back right. Good opportunity there for Newchurch, can't control the ball. The tap-on goes the way of Darian Hayes. Here go the Cats. In towards centre-half forward. Penglaze tries to take the mark. Off hands it comes to Rawlins. Rawlins from 60 metres. What a goal, Larry Rawlins. Beautiful football there from the Solomontown skipper. 8 minutes into the third term, and very, very, very good football there from Larry Rawlins. Took the ball off hands and boomed it through from a long way out. That'll be a great goal there for the Cats. That'll lift them, Doug Oakley.
Tremendous goal, that one there.
Brilliant, personified, Ron.
Yes, it was great footy.
Inspirational stuff, that, and as you mentioned, Ron, that's the sort of stuff that'll lift them. So Solomontown now moving it on to 8 goals, 5, 53 at the 7-minute mark of the third quarter. Willsden 4 goals, 6:30, and 5 CS is football. Well, we're just waiting now for the ball to come back to the central umpires. Umpire Pringle and umpire Redaway from Adelaide umpiring the big grand final today. And, gee, I tell you what, they haven't missed too many things, and it's probably been a bit of a shock to some of the players, because perhaps the local umpires have let things go a little bit this year, although certainly their performances in the latter half of the season have been much better, I felt, and I think a lot of people would say that too than earlier in the season. There's the bounce up in the centre of the ground. Up they go. Danny Olsen gets the tap out. Got it across to little player there in Miller. He quickly dispossessed of the ball, but a free kick to go the way here of Michael Glasbrook. Glasbrook now. Little player playing as a rover, centreman, and back pocket player at times this year too. Kicks down towards centre half forward. Looking down here for Warren. Up goes Barney Warren. He couldn't take the mark. It's on the ground, and Ashley Allen is who's going to get himself a free kick.
Over the shoulder that was for, Doug.
Yeah, that was over the shoulder, that was.
According to the umpire.
Yeah, that was a bit of a strange one, that one. As the action comes out now towards the half-back line. McInerney with a prodigious kick down towards half-forward, and David Bickley dives. Can't quite take the mark. It's on the ground. Brilliant football there. Solomontown comes back to David Bickley. He's going to race in. He's taken one bounce. Onto his left foot he goes, and I think he's goal. He's off target with that one. Great individual effort, though, by David Bickley. As a player in junior football, of course, he was a pretty good sort of a full forward, wasn't he? And did that in fine style that time, except he was off target that time, and it's gone through for a minor score. Solomontown now moving it on to 8 goals, 6, and a 4-goal lead. 4 goals straight, in fact, over Willsden. 4 goals, 6. 8-6 for Sollies. Willsden 4-6. 10 minutes of the third quarter gone in the 1988 SGL Grand Final. The Cats and the Wolves. We're just waiting now as Penglaze to bring the ball back into play. Penglaze now to bring it out towards the half-back line. There's the kick now. Looking for his brother there in Paul Penglaze. Knocked away from him by Larry Rawlins. It's thumped on here by the Solomontown players, but coming through strongly, Roger Hooper, the dasher. Hooper now. Hooper the swooper. Swoops on the ball. Out towards the half-back line. Up goes David Wilson. He couldn't quite take the mark, but he's got possession. Gee, what a game. He's played on that wing position. Onto his left foot. Kicks beautifully with both feet. Now to be trapped, though, by Justin Bauer. Runs into a couple of players there. Taken by Barney Warren across to Chad Miller. Miller with brilliant football, but hand passed the ball there to Glenn Johns. Clever football now. The umpire said he was held about the ball, and Chad Miller to go back and take this free kick off the wing position. In comes Chad Miller right now. Out towards half forward. It's the kick. The mark is taken here by Bluey Johns. And Bluey Johns now with a hand pass. Got McInerney. McInerney to run through centre half back. There's the kick. Oh, it goes all of 60 metres. That one. Up go the big fellows. David Bickley from behind. Couldn't take the mark. Traps it on brilliantly though. Trapped here though by one of the Penglazers. That one is Peter, of course. Onto his left foot he goes. Now it's picked up by Alan Penglaze. He goes with his left foot and he'll find his captain and coach in Jamie Bowles. 15 metres applied here against the Solomontown players. And a fairly, I was going to say ruthless sort of a tackle. It was a silly sort of a tackle.
There's another 15
and there'll be another 15 metres here as they knock the ball away from James Bowles. So we're waiting now for James Bowles to bring the ball back into action.
Stephen George on, and David Hayes offers Jamie Bowles takes the free kick centre wing position. Puts it out to the left half flank, looking for the big hands of Danny Olsen. He doesn't let it down. Puts the ball on its way, goes down to the inside half forward. It's marked strongly on this occasion by Johnny. He goes onto that famous left foot. Down the full forward zone. Here's a chance. Warren from behind. But in front, as he has been all day, Terry Pryor, the back pocket, reliable back pocket player, takes the free kick for Solomontown. He flanks it out looking for Stephen Maggott. Comes down off the pack. Down to Johnny Gwynn. He can't control it. Stephen Maggott does it well. Gets a handball out into release territory to Stephen George. He can't control it. Justin Bauer comes in. Comes down to Darren Hayes. Oh, there's a head-high tackle applied to Warren. The umpire's seen it. And it's going to be a free kick will go to Wolves camp through the player in Warren. He'll come up and try to put Wilson closer to their goal mouth. He's kicking from the centre wing position, right in front of the wind socket. They're trailing at the moment by exactly 4 goals. 8-6 the Cats, 4-6 of the Wolves, as we see Wilson's desperately trying to go in towards the proprietary club and then kicking the strong breeze. Stephen Mager nearly pulled down on one hand, and the big ruckman recovers the ball and goes to the turf with it, holds it in this area, and it'll be a bounce up. Left half forward flank for the Solomontown, for the resident Wilson camp. 14 minutes of the term, 4 goals in front, Solomontown, the bounce up.
They really need to hold Solomontown in this term. There's around about, what are we at, about the 12-minute mark. So there'd be 18 minutes to go in this term, and Willsden really need now to hold Solomontown perhaps 1 goal and no more. Otherwise they're going to find themselves having to score 5 or 6 in this grand final. As it is, out towards the centre of the ground, coming through brilliantly is Hellman. Does it well, spins round, kicks the ball in towards the full forward zone. Free after disposal, or a free kick going whose way? Going Willsden's way. It looks as though Hellman's must have been a naughty boy, or somebody must have been a naughty boy as they got rid of the football, and that's an unusual free kick, but it's gone the way of Strawbridge, away from centre wing. Up towards the half-forward flank, and front position there is the big fella Leverington. He could hold the key for Willsden if he can start pulling down a few big ones. Leverington now, from half-forward left, kicks in towards centre half-forward. Not a good kick. Ball trapped by Caputo. He opens play up as he gets it onto Darian Hayes. Darian Hayes has got the run of the brilliant back pocket in Pryor, and Pryor kicks the Cats into attack. Coming up nicely for Willsden is Penglaze. Played for the free kick as Strawbridge takes possession. Pushing it through brilliantly is Mark Bickley. Farms it off to Justin Bauer. Bauer tackled brilliantly by Paul Penglaze as Bickley takes possession. Gets the handball away towards Jeff Rawlins. We haven't seen a lot of him today. As Hooper now spills the ball out towards Alan Penglaze, and Penglaze out of defence up towards centre wing, where Wilson drops a mark he should have taken. Wasn't good football. David Thornton holds the ball back in play, and he's caught. What's the umpire going to do? Legging or holding the ball? And he said holding the ball, and the resultant free kick is going the way of Shane Strawbridge, and a 15-metre penalty to boot. And Shane Strawbridge now will come up from behind half-back up to the half-back line with the opportunity to kick Willsden up towards centre wing. Solly's lead, 8-6, Willsden 4-6, 15-minute mark of the third term, 1988 grand final.
There's Shane Strawbridge's kick now. The win once again holding that one up. Paul Penglaze is in there, and I tell you what, Paul Penglaze has had well, he's not playing the normal game that we see him play, but I guess he relies a fair bit on marking. There's the kick off the ground, picked up by Ashley Allen. Now look at the way the wind has taken that ball. It's actually taken it into the Solomontown attacking zone after Allen got the ball and tried to swing it round, and in fact it's gained about 20 or 30 metres for Solomontown as a result of that.
David Thornton leaving the ground, Rodney Bain coming on.
David Thornton really has had problems getting into the game today, and well, umpire, no, the coach, Max Bickley, making that change very quickly, and got Rodney Bain, a very experienced player too. There's the throw-in now. Trying to tap the ball along there with Justin Bower. Racing after it, we find Shane Strawbridge. It's going to be him across the boundary line, right in front of the scoreboard at the 16-minute mark of the third quarter. And Solomontown leading 8 goals, 654. Willsden 4 goals, 630. And 5 CS is football.
Bill, what would you think Solomontown did in the last 6 minutes of this quarter to be safe?
I should say that has to be about, well, not have to be, but I'd be looking to feel comfortable. If I was a Solomontown player to be 7 goals up at 3/4 time, so I'd say they have to kick another 3 goals in the next 15 minutes. But Willsden are doing it finely here at the moment. They're forcing the ball on that outer wing, and Solly's suggest, but they only have to have a 2 or 3 minute break and they can get those goals. But Willsden are still trying to keep themselves in the game as the player from Chad Miller gets it down the half-back flank, comes out, follows the game, and there'll be a boundary throw-in on the right half-forward flank for the Cats. They're going towards the Cathedral end, and at 17 minutes to the term, holding a 24-point margin over the Willsden camp. Here's the boundary throw-in. Up they go. Gavin Leslie, Alan Penglaze. Alan Penglaze interferes with Gavin Leslie, and this might be the turning point one, because Leslie will put this right into the square from there. The wind will be directly behind him, and the experienced player with the torpedo will go right down looking for the player in Jeff Rawls in the forward area.
Gavin Leslie gets onto this, there's no doubt, lobbed pretty close to the goal line.
Here's the kick from Gavin Leslie. He's bringing it across the face of goals in the right direction. Roger Hooper up, nobody can mark. Here comes Rodney Bain, he's only just come onto the ground. Wilson defence, working hard through Neville Newchurch. He goes to turf, so does the Solomontown player. And the umpire has come in rightly, and rightly so, to ball up about 10 metres out from the Solomontown goal now. There's a fair bit of work going on by both sides here on the ground, trying to get some constructive business going. But there's I'd say, Rodney could throw a blanket around about 20 to 25 players at this bounce up. 17 minutes in the term, 4 goals are different, Solly's leading.
There's the bounce down. Rawlins goes high. Ball spills out the way of number 3 there for Willsden, and that's Glasbrook. And he goes for the safety of pushing the ball through for a minor score. And Alan Penglaze will bring the ball back into play. And it looks as though he's going to come out to the grandstand side. Jamie Rolls, Paul Penglaze, and Michael Corey, Chad Miller. All the big fellas are out here, including Scott Leverington. So this is the way Penglaze is going to come, as once again Stephen Magor takes the front position. That's a terrible kick in from Alan Penglaze. Goes straight into the arms of Hillmans. Hillmans kicks in towards the teeth of goals. Opportunity for Jeff Rawlins, but it's been pushed through for another minor score. As we see the Cats now move along the way, 56 points, leading Willsden 4-6-30. So that's a margin of 26 points in favour of Solomontown, and we're 18 minutes into this third term.
Okay.
Kick out on that occasion, Doug.
It was a shocking kick out, that one. I mean, I guess you can't blame the bloke because the conditions are just so difficult when you're kicking into the breeze. That's a much better kick out at income. Michael Corey. That was a great mark by Solomontown player there in Hellmans as Corey came in and went over the top of Hellmans, but he had the ball, and the courageous little player that he is has got this mark now, certainly within kicking distance with the breeze today. He's only about 40 metres out from goal, and a big chance now to bring up goal number 9 to Solomontown at the 19-minute mark of the third quarter in this 88 grand final. Lauren Hellmans now coming in, taking his time. A lot of Willsden players jumping around near the mark. In comes Hellmans now. There's the drop punch shot for goal. Doesn't look too bad from here. I think he's speared that one right through the middle. It's another goal for the Cats, taking them on to 9 goals, 8. That's 62. And a 32-point advantage over Willsden. 4 goals, 630. Solomontown kicking with the assistance of this very, very strong breeze in the third quarter. Willsden, of course, will come home with it. 19 minutes of the third quarter gone, and 5 CS is football. Okay, waiting now for the action to come back into the centre of the ground, and the two big fellows are going to do battle once again. Stephen Magor and Scott Leverington. It's been a pretty good battle between those two outstanding young ruckmen in this game. As the bouncer, up they go. No one getting a real decisive tap out. There's the brilliant Chad Miller now. Gets a hand pass out now to Danny Olsen. Olsen kicks the ball very, very high in the air. Oh, there's Chad Miller.
Kick to Warren.
Barney Warren it is. Barney Warren has got the free kick out on the half-forward line against Terry Pryor. Pryor's played an outstanding game today. In comes the player there in Warren, taken here by Adam Magor. Adam Magor now back in towards the centre of the ground. Up they go. Mark Bickley in opposition to Darren Strawbridge. It goes over their head. Here they go now as Larry Rollins. The crowd is cheering as Larry Rollins goes for a very, very quick hand pass. Little Darren Strawbridge is in there though. There's Mark Bickley held without the ball. Play on, calls the umpire. As the players go in very hard. Michael Glasbrook can't quite control it. They race after the ball right now, and it's out of bounds, in fact. Out of bounds, it's on the wing position, and in fact it's going to be a throw-in on the outer side of the ground, the high school side of the ground at Port Pirie's Memorial Oval.
Solomontown lead 9 goals 8-62, Willsden 4-6-30, and we're at the 21-minute mark of the third term. Solomontown leading by a margin of 5 goals 2 at the moment. That's 32 points, and that could be, if they score too many more goals, it could be the end of Willsden, even though they're going to kick with the aid of this following breeze in the final quarter. There's the kick up towards centre wing, ball holding up, and Darian Hayes takes a good overhead mark, kicks the handball on to the back up of McInerney. McInerney with a booming left foot kick. Lesky front position, forced forward as Minervini reads it off hand, spins the ball over his left shoulder, over his right shoulder, I beg your pardon, and in through for a minor score. And the Cats now 9-9-63, leading Willsden 4-6-30, and the ball to be brought back into play by Alan Penglaze. He hasn't been kicking in well, and it will be interesting to see whether the Willsden players will get where the ball's been dropping when Penglaze has been kicking out. He's been hooking across the line of flight, and he tends to kick in towards centre half forward. But at this time he comes out to the flank. That's a better kick. Olsen sets himself, goes high. Tried to get it on the second grab. Offhands it comes to Stephen George. Opportunity for Bain, but a free kick's going the way of Glasbrook. And Glasbrook now deep in defence for Willsden will take the free kick. He's got the lead there from Paul Penglaze, and he shoots the ball across to that player. And this is what Willsden have to do in the final 10 minutes of this third term, is play possession football. There's the kick from Penglaze, up towards where Stephen Magor is in front, but Michael Corey gets a pretty soft free kick, but that's the way the umpire saw it. He kicks up towards centre wing, and here he is again, the fellow that could win the game for Willsden if he starts really dictating the terms, and it's Scott Leverington. Leverington now from centre wing, kicks in towards centre wing, up towards the centre of the ground, and a good mark being taken there by Darian Hayes. Farms the ball off to McInerney. He loves running with the footy. He'll sink the slipper, he does. In towards full forward, Lesky from behind, goes high. Off hands it comes to Hellmans. Hellmans now trapping the ball in front of his body, gathers it in brilliantly, gets the handball on to Jeff Rawlins. Jeff Rawlins kicks him towards goal and is unceremoniously dropped as he got the ball away, but it was fair. Minor score he's holding there for Solomontown. 9-10 now, the Cats 64, 4-6 Willsden 30, as the ball being brought back into play by Alan Penglaze.
Alan Penglaze comes out towards the grandstand flank. The ball's being held up. Paul Penglaze takes it from marker. The umpire's the big number 23 will take the free kick deep in the left full forward pocket, about 30 metres, 25 to 30 metres out from the Solomontown goal mount. Umpire indicating he has to go around a little bit, Stephen. The big ruckman's not worrying, taking plenty of time going back. He's got a fair amount of goal mouth to work on. Puts the ball high in the air. The wind's starting to drift it back. It's going to drop forward. That's the one that might score it for the Cats. We've been playing 25 minutes of term. Stephen May got 3 goals. Solomontown 10. They moved on to 10-10. There's 72 points. Or was it 70 points? Leading Willsden still on that 6 goal, or is it 5 goals? Running 4 goals, 6. I'm giving you an extra run. 30 points. 40 points the margin anyway here. Solomontown in front. 25 minutes of the term, and they could be the sealer, Doug.
Well, I tell you what, it's going to be very hard to come back from here on. The breeze is extremely strong, but even so, when you've got a lead of, 6 goals for them, I mean, that's 7 goals you've got to score, and the way the game has gone, Willsden are going to find it very, very difficult to do that. Solomontown into attack now, looking down here for David Bickley. He couldn't take the mark, taken by Jamie Bowles, got it across there to his teammate in, it looks like Corey, held without the ball. Ion calls the umpire, hand pass comes back now to David Bickley. A left foot snapshot for goal is just off target, and it's gone through for a minor score, so Solomontown now 10 goals, 11-71, leading Willsden 4 goals, 6-30, and 5 CS is football.
That was a bad miss from Corey then.
Yeah.
Very, very bad miss.
He's played very poorly today.
Yeah, they haven't had too much up forward, have they?
No.
He's been very bad today, Michael. I couldn't agree with you. He hasn't even taken one mark yet.
Okay.
Do you want to do that? All right, I'll have you.
Ron Redford now to continue the commentary.
For people listening on this is pretty difficult because we're trying to do it in between our commercial breaks. So here's the throw-in. Left full forward pocket. Solomontown into attack. Lesky goes high, gets the tap away, goes towards Hooper. He can't control the ball. Diving over the top of it is Hooper once again. Lots of players force the ball out the way of David Bickley. David Bickley under pressure. Looked to me as though he was out of bounds as he kicked that football, but the umpire is going to give a free kick to Willsden. It's going to be taken by the coach in Jamie Bowles. crowd gives the boundary umpire a bit of a razz up as he falls over, jogging backwards, and Jamie Bowles now deep in defence will kick up towards the half-back flank. There's the kick, Magor, front position. Over the top was coming Darian Hayes, and he's taken a good mark, Darian Hayes, and he's done some good things today for Solomontown. Left half forward flank. The opportunity to put the ball into the teeth of goals. Gavin Lesky telling him where he wants it. That's exactly where he kicks it. Lesky sets himself. Off hands it comes. Chance there for Newchurch. Newchurch goes for the safety of the boundary line, and we'll see a throw-in take place. 25-minute mark of the third term. Solly's lead, 10-11-71. Willsden 4-6-30 as the throw-in takes place. Deep in the full forward left pocket was Stephen Magor coming up against Alan Penglaze. But it's Hooper that takes the tap away. It wasn't Hooper, it was Penglaze, Peter Penglaze that took the tap away, and a free kick once again out of bounds on the full, and a free kick going the way of Roger Hooper, and he's deep in defence for Willsden. 26 minutes into this third term, Solly's with a very, very good advantage of 41 points. That's the margin I was going to say that was the margin they led by a quarter time. They led by 34 points, so that's the biggest margin of the match so far, as Willsden coming out of defence. Shane Strawbridge knocks the ball forward, but only as far as Larry Rawlins. Clever football from the Solomontown skipper. He kicks in towards the teeth of goals, but Jamie Bowles is there for the Wolves, and he takes a relieving mark. Gets the handball onto Hooper. Hooper under pressure. Did it go out of bounds on the full? No, it just lobbed inside, and it looks as though there was a boundary line throw in. Solly's lead, 10-11, Willsden 4-6. As Solomontown wanting to get another goal on the board, they're going to make it very difficult for Willsden to win this 1988 grand final. The Wolves will have to kick at least 7 goals to get up, and they've only managed 4 for the match. There's the kick up from Strawbridge, up towards the half-back flank, but Justin Bauer chipping in for Solomontown has taken a good chest mark. He'll kick in towards the face of goal. Magor, front position, from behind Alan Penglaze. Takes 2 punches at it. Off hands it comes towards where Minervini works hard. Chance now for Ashley Allen. The crowd calls holding the ball. Lots of players fall on top of it, and we'll see a bounce down only 15 metres out of the Solomontown goal, and they lead at the moment by the handy margin of 41 points.
Well, the Willsden lineup, of course, with 3 Penglazers, something we haven't done at read-out. Glennis Penglazer's team of the year. We'll do that at 3/4 time for particularly our Willsden supporters. She's picked the team of the year at SGL footy. There's the bounce up now. We find David Wilson coming out now with the ball. Hand passes the ball out in front of him. He's lost it now, though, as Hayes picks it up for Solomontown. Good football by Solomontown. The mark is taken. No, it's not taken there. Rodney Bain was the player that went up, missed it, picked up by Johnny Caputo. He's quickly tackled here by Chad Miller. The umpire says he threw the ball.
He's got him for holding the ball.
Holding the ball, and it's going to be Chad Miller. Chad Miller coming away. Brilliant football by Miller. He eludes 1, he eludes 2. Kicks the ball back in towards the centre of the ground now. Might be a little bit dangerous, though, for Willsden. A kick off the ground by Bauer. Got it across there to Bain. Bain in turn got it off to McInerney, who's going to line up the big ones from about 40 metres out, and McInerney didn't really get onto that, as we've seen him at previous times this year, kicking out from full-back. It's gone out of bounds on the full, and Michael Corey now to get one of his few kicks. He really has turned in a shocker today, although the windy conditions aren't helping. So Solomontown 10-11-71, Willsden 4-6-30. Bill Saylor still celebrating that Port Reserves win.
We on air now?
Yes,
We certainly are on air.
Stephen Magor just takes the mark on the half forward flank, puts it down in the square. Everybody flies. Gavin Lesky or David quickly couldn't control the ball in the air, but there's the kick, comes right across the face of goals, and it'll be out of bounds right across on the opposite side, and it'll be a boundary throw-in right alongside the left point post with Solomontown Cats. 29 minutes into the term, and they're holding a handy 41-point lead. Here's the ruck work. Paul Penglaze. Up goes Stephen Magor. Tries to take the ball out of the air, but the Willsden defence is quite satisfied to see the ball forced out of bounds right alongside the point post once again. Big parcel of players. Up gets Stephen Magor. He's going to be opposed to Alan Penglaze. Larry Rawlins in there for the Cats. There's the boundary throw in. Rawlins gets the tap, comes down the way, and there's a free kick being picked out here by the umpire right to the Willsden camp. The free after disposal is not being played, and the ball will go back and will be taken by the player in Alan Penglaze, who was interfered with in that ruck contest. Alan Penglaze right deep in the back pocket position. Willsden's desperately trying to keep the Cats out for these final few moments of the third term of the 1988 Spencer Golf League Grand Final. There's his kick. Goes across, puts his teammate in a lot of trouble. Nobody could mark it. Young Strawbridge picks the ball up. Across to Danny Olsen. Danny Olsen's got support. Elects to go alone. Gets the kick down the centre wing. Terry Pryor comes through strongly for the Cats. Puts it down the centre half forward. There's interference by Minervini. Straight away at Peter Penglaze. Progressive kick will be taken back and Peter Penglace to take a free kick just inside the half-back flank position. Minervini complaining about the decision, but she was there, and Peter Penglace 30 minutes into the term to relief for Willsden, and they're trailing 4-6 to Solomontown 10-11. There's the
siren, three-quarter time, and Solomontown with a very, very handy break of 41 points. Solomontown 10 goals 11, 71 online for the 1988 Premiership Honours. Willsden 4 goals 6, 30, and as I've said, 41 point margin. Doug Oakley, can they kick enough goals in this final term, the Wolves, to get up?
Well, the way they've played so far, there's no way known they will. They really haven't played. I mean, it's just so windy for them, but they've got nothing up forward. That's their main problem. And I still reckon there's a couple of players there that aren't fully fit. One is Bradley McDonald. He's been on the ground. And a couple of other players who, there must be some doubt. I just think that last week's game took too much out of them.
They put them out on the field though, Doug. They've got to be able to perform on the day, and it's no good whether they're injured or not. If they've taken a chance, they should perform. But I should imagine you'll see Choco Bickley bring out the old defensive tactics here, and I can't see Wilson's getting into it, Ron, but that's a hard thing to say. But they've only scored 4 goals 6 for 3 quarters. With the breeze in that second term, they could only add 3-1, while Solomontown in the third term added 4 goals 6. But it's going to be a grand. They'll be pretty hard. Wilson won't give it away, but I'm for sure that Solomontown are just feel a bit comfortable at the moment.
Yeah, I look at it from the point of view that Solomontown, who are clearly the better side at the moment, in my opinion, they were able to add 4 goals 6 with the breeze on that occasion, and I thought they're a better side at the moment than Willsden. Willsden really haven't put it together. If the Cats can only add 4 goals, it's very difficult for me to see Willsden adding. What's the margin? 41 points, so that's...
Willsden 4-6-30, and 5 CS is football.
Wilson?
Yeah, Wilson.
Leverington?
See, the breeze is still there.
Paul Penglace. Miller, as you said. Jeez, I tell you what, pretty hard to look at that rain after that, isn't it? Peter
They haven't had too many good players, have they?
Peter Penglace hasn't been too bad. Danny Olsen came into it at that time.
Yeah.
Just getting...
Taught and flogged them.
Call the flogging. No, whatever.
But no one 1-1.
Well, the action going down towards the half-forward line for Willsden. Yes, they got the ball into their forward line first up, and 41 points the deficit they need to make up now if they're going to win this grand final. In fact, they've got to kick 42 points if they're going to win it. And it's out of bounds. It's in that forward pocket. And gee, the poor old Norwood supporters, I tell you what, they'd be not feeling too good at the moment.
Sorry, this game here though, Doug, I see Paul Penglace has been moved into the half-forward flank.
Yeah, that's...
Wilson's a bit of bite down there.
Yeah, that's probably not a real bad move. I mean, the ball, in all honesty, is not going to go down to his position at centre half back all that often. So, it's not a bad coaching move.
Well, we'll see what happens because he's under the drop of the ball now. He gets the punch away and goes straight to David Bickley. He kicks up towards the half-back flank, and Darian Hayes, very sure in the air, this young man, takes a good mark. Half-back left. Solomontown kicking into the breeze towards the club room end, and only 30 minutes remaining in this grand final in the Spencer Golf League. Larry Rawlins puts his hands on the ball. The tap away goes up towards player there in Pire. He kicks up towards the half-back flank. Chance for Stephen George. He's set upon immediately as the Willsden defenders work hard. Newchurch gets it on the Bowles. Bowles to Miller. Miller through the centre of the ground. Tackled high, and there was nothing too much in that. Darian Hayes, a very fair footballer, unfortunately caught Miller around the neck. He kicks out towards half-forward right. Miller didn't commit himself on that occasion, and it gives the opportunity now for Caputo. Takes one bounce as he gets up past the half-back line. Kicks up towards centre wing. Chance there for Strawbridge. Strawbridge doesn't look as he kicks in towards centre half-forward, and the place is full of Cats, and they're right on line to win the 1988 Premiership as Hellmans now goes short up towards centre wing and finds Caputo. I know Kat Stigwoodville, an old Solomontown supporter that you would know very well, sitting in her bed at the moment. Keep smiling because it looks as though your beloved Cats have won this grand final. I know it's only 4 minutes into this final term, but they look to me as though they've got their tail up as they're moving up towards the half-forward line, and a bounce down to take place with the Cats kicking towards the prop end.
I'm sure, Kath, that you won't be able to sleep tonight and you'll be celebrating, because here's the ball on the half-back flank for Willsden. It's Jamie Bowles has taken to the turf. The umpire's letting play flow on it here at the moment. There's all players endeavouring to get the ball out, and it's going to be a bounce up finally on the left half-forward flank for Solomontown. They're going towards the proprietary club room end and kicking into a strong breeze, but holding a 41-point margin over the Wolves. There's a ruck work taken on by Larry Rawlins. The skipper's quite contented to see it forced out of bounds on the high school flank, just inside their left half-forward flank. Up goes Big Leverington opposed to Larry Rawlins. Solomontown have done the game brightly here today. Up they come. Larry Rawlins gets a tap. Leverington's in there. Wilson's can't get anything sort of system going here at the moment. We've been playing 4.5 minutes in the term. They need 7 goals to go on with the job, and I can't see them doing it here from this moment. Here's the boundary throw in. Scott Leverington, Larry Rawlins. They're both pushing and shoving. Leverington gets front position. The big fella gets support on this occasion. Comes down towards the centre. Lauren Hillman's is going to be first to the lever. Falls over, gets up, gets the ball across to Darren Hayes. He's forced to go to the right foot. It's a bad kick. Comes down the way of young Strawberry. His goes out. His kick's ill-directed. And Glenn Jones comes out and says, I'll take this. Takes it on the chest for the Cats. Goes down the centre wing looking for Rod Bain. They've created space on the centre wing. Coming down looking for the player in Justin Bauer. Comes off hands. Miller's in there. Bauer does it well. Picks up. Goes onto the left boot. Elects to go just short. It's going to be Alan Pinglace who's going to be forced first to the ball. Gets it onto the left boot, comes down to the centre of the ground. Jamie Bowles in position. He gets interfered with by Garen Hayes. A little bit of acting too, but the coach for the Willsden camp will take the free kick in the centre of the ground. Quickly on with the job. Down a full forward. Up they go. Olsen comes out. Look at them sollies. There's about 8 there. Here's Ducker Davies. He's contented to come out towards the half-back flank position. Gives everybody a chance to run for the ball. Justin Bauer quite contented to see the ball forced out of bounds. Solomontown playing on the defensive side of the Memorial over here. We see a boundary throw in. 41 points of difference. Solly's in front. 5 minutes into the term in the 1988 Spencer Golf League Grand Final.
There's the throw-in. Off hands it comes towards where a number of blue and white jerseys fly high. Forced the ball across the boundary line through Justin Bauer. 5 minutes into this final term, and Solomontown very comfortably lead by 41 points. 10-11 to 71. Willsden 4-6-30 as the boundary line throw-in takes place. It's Magor played a great game today for Solomontown versus Corey. Magor with the front position, gets the tap away, up towards Mark Bickley, and Bickley takes the ball across the boundary line, and I think we'll see quite a bit of this in this final term. Solomontown now know that all they've got to do is keep playing possession football and keep close to their opponents, and they won't have time to kick the 7 goals that are needed to win this football match. Off hands it comes towards where Ashley Allen is forced off the ball. Penglaze is tagged when not in possession. Hellmans takes possession, gets the handball away, legged as he's running away from the Willsden forward line players, and Lauren Hellmans quite content to walk slowly back and take the free kick. Kicks out towards centre wing looking for Rodney Bain. Over Bain's head as he's closely attended there by Jamie Bowles, and the ball out of bounds, and we'll see the big fellows line up once again, and it's Magor versus Corey. Lots of blue and white Guernseys on the defensive side of this particular throw-in. Here's the throw-in. Magor, front position, gets the tap away, comes towards Mark Bickley. He cocks Jamie Bowles high, and the brilliant Willsden coach, Jamie Bowles, will take the free kick at half-forward left. He'll kick in towards the face of goals. There's the lead from Penglaze. It's not a good kick from Bowles, but it finds Penglaze. He's up at centre half-forward. He's given ground as he kicks in towards full forward. Magor dives desperately on the football. Chance for Olsen. He dives on top of Magor, who's got the ball under his body, and a bounce down will result 20 metres out of the Willsden goal, and we're 7 minutes into this final term. Solly's lead, 10-11, Willsden 4-6.
Umpire puts the ball down now. There's the big fellows going up. It's Magor who got the tap out, taken now by Olsen. The ball's held to him though, and the umpire Redaway coming in on this occasion. No, it's not. It's the same umpire as before. Umpire Pringle, who's calling for the ball. He bounces him. Up they go. It was taken by Corey. Got it across there to his teammate Olsen. Holding the ball, says the umpire. He had a chance to get rid of it before he was tackled by Menavini. And so Leon Menavini now to go back. Goes for a hand pass across to McInerney. McInerney's kick out now towards half-back. You can see how the breeze got hold of that one as Justin Bauer comes through. First time I think I've seen him steamroll anybody as he kicks the ball high in the air. Picked up there or taken there by the Willsden players. They drive it right in towards goal. That was Warren, of course. Taken now by Mark Bickley. Got it across to Lauren Hellman. Got it out there to his teammate, and the mark is taken there by Terry Pire. Certainly one of the best players on the ground today. It's been an outstanding performance by the youngster in the back line, and he's got yet another mark. There's his kick out towards the half-back line, and a mark is taken out there by Stephen George. Stephen George comes in now as the sun goes behind a cloud. Kick down towards the wing position, looking down there for his skipper, Larry Rawlins, and he doesn't let him down. He's taken a chest mark there in front of his Willsden opponents. So Larry Rawlins now midway between the wing and the half-back line to try and drive his side into attack, kicking into that very, very stiff breeze. You can see how the wind has caught that one, and in fact it's gone across the boundary line on the full, and a free kick to be taken by Willsden's David Wilson. Bill Saylor.
Right in front of that Solomontown semi-trailer over there that's loaded with Solomontown supporters and balloons. Billy Youngman and that'll be having a ball over there, seeing the beloved Cats leading at the moment by 41 points. We see the free kick on the half-back line going the way of Solomontown skipper Larry Rawlins, who's added the experience to this side today, and he'll lead them into the 1988 Grand Final Premiership. There's Mark Bickley, takes the handball, goes to centre wing in front of the wind socket. There's players desperately pushing and shoving, but the ball's forced out of bounds. There'll be a boundary throw, and on the high school flank, Willsden yet to score 9 minutes into this term, and they're kicking with a strong breeze, and Solomontown holding them out and doing a grand job here. Here's the boundary throw in. Gavin Lesky's going to have a run on the ball. He'll be opposed to Big Farah, who's come onto the ground. Up they go. Farah up, gets the tap, comes across the way of the Farah, or was it Danny Olsen?
That was
couldn't pick him up. Leverington it was, I'm sorry. Comes down the way where we see Willsden's into the pocket, but it's Mark Bickley once again. His kick smothered. Comes down to Ducker Davies. He goes out to half-back. Two Solomontown players collide with each other. Allows Leon Minavini to get it across to Lauren Hillmans. Back in the wake of Darian Hayes. Hayes' handball is erratic on this occasion. Goes down the way of Strawbridge. Strawbridge goes down towards the full forward pocket, but McInerney does all the wiping up in the full-back line. He directs ball to play back to the high school flank, and it's gone out of bounds, and it'll be a boundary throw-in just inside the right half forward flank to the Wilson's camp. They're 10 minutes into the term. They're trailing by 41 points. No additions to score since three-quarter time, and it looks like it's going down the tube for Willsden for 1988 and Solomontown to go on to victory. There's the player from Leverington. Gets it down to Wilson. Wilson's handball is intercepted. Comes down to Jamie Bowles. They're messing around a lot, Wilson. It comes back to Peter Pingles. His kick will go down and be marked by Glenn Johns. Coming just inside centre half-back. Been a reliable defender all day. A little bit of pushing and shoving going on, but players getting up very wearily, Ron, and time running out for Willsden. 11 minutes into this term, 41 points of different sollies in front.
Well, Willsden have really struggled up forward. In fact, the Solomontown back line of McInerney, Pryor, Adam Magor have all played particularly well. David Bickley, Lauren Hellmans, they've really given the Willsden forwards curry, and they haven't given them very much room at all, and that's reflected on the scoreboard. Only 4 goals for nearly 3.5 quarters of football as Gavin Lesky kicks out towards the half-back flank. Good football, Lesky, as he goes out wide, and a good mark being taken there by Darian Hayes. He's handled the ball surely today, Darian Hayes, in very difficult conditions. He gets the handball onto Mark Bickley. Mark Bickley up to centre wing, and Larry Rawlins taking some good marks now late in this game as he marks on the half-back flank. Kicks up towards centre wing. Front position was player there for Willsden. Off hands it comes towards where the kick out comes towards Corey. He traps the ball cleverly, breaks through a couple of tackles, gets the handball on to Scott Leverington. Leverington kicks in towards the full forward zone. Davies is there for Solomontown. Coming up nicely is Olsen, but he's tackled immediately by McInerney. The umpire plays the advantage. The handball gets up towards Darian Hayes. Darian Hayes up towards centre wing. Off hands it comes. Players fall over the top of the ball, force it forward. Boundary line throw-in. 12 minutes into this final term. Solomontown, no doubt in my opinion, have won the 1988 Grand Final. 10 goals 11, 71. Willsden 4 goals 630 as the throw-in takes place.
Okay, the action on the wing position now, and a hand pass comes out there from Johnny Caputo. Got it across in the direction of a teammate, but it's Willsden players who are falling on top of the ball, and there's going to be a bounce up. It's on the true centre wing position on the high school flank, and the umpire coming in to put the ball down. So we've got a margin there of 41 points in favour of Solomontown. 12 minutes of the final quarter gone, and the big fellows again to do battle. Who have we got there? Looks like Scotty Leverington's going to go for this one with Gavin Lesky in opposition. There they go. No one getting a real decisive tap out. Taken away there by the Willsden players. In towards centre half forward they go. Hellman's to trap the ball though here for Solomontown. Hellman's goes short as you've got to do into this breeze. He'll find his teammate there in vain. Can he pick the ball up? Yes, he can. He gets around Newchurch and does it rather well. Goes for a hand pass across down the direction of Hellman's. Player coming in there was Ashley Allen. He'll be penalised for that. No, he won't. The umpire let that one go on. and he's found a free kick, and it looks like it's a Willsden free kick. And getting up off the bottom of that pack, it's going to be little Strawbridge, Darren Strawbridge, gets it across to his brother in Shane Strawbridge, and Jamie Bowles coming in, having a little bit of a how-do-you-do with Stephen George. Umpire right on the scene, though, watches that one. A kick in towards centre-half forward, and we find that it's going to be Larry Rawlins who's taken the mark.
Larry Rawlins played a very, very good last quarter. Doug, he's picked up 4 marks and placing himself strategically around the ground.
Yeah, it's been a great effort. Hasn't played a bad game overall. An inspirational goal in that third quarter. He's only kicked the 1 goal, but it's been a top performance, and there's certainly one of the best players on the ground. And Terry Pryor out towards half court. Up went Menavini, one-handed, almost spectacularly took that one. Taken away though by Roger Hooper. In towards centre half forward. Terry Pryor chipping in again. There's another mark number 5 on this quarter too. Larry Rawlins gets a hand pass to Stephen George. He can't break clear, and a big pack of players forming. 14 minutes of the quarter gone. Solomontown 10-11, 71, leading Willsden 4-6-30, and 5 CS is football. If we don't call them, we may not get any more.
What's that?
There won't be a lot of goals scored.
Got any penguins, Bill?
Right, yeah, we forgot to cut that again. Here's a bounce down, half forward left position with the Willsden side going in towards their attacking zone, but it's all over for them for season 1988. Solomontown will win, there's no doubt about that. The Wolves are having enormous, I beg your pardon, that was a Solomontown half-forward line as Willsden coming out of their defensive area up towards centre wing, but it's all over today, even though we're only 14 minutes into the final term. Solomontown lead by a 41-point margin, and it's highly unlikely that Willsden can score more than 3 or 4 goals in the time left of this 1988 Grand Final clash, and Solomontown undoubtedly have been the best side in Spencer Golf League this year as the ball comes out the way of Wilson. Wilson for Willsden, in towards the half-forward line, and Paul Pinglaze takes a good mark and will kick right in towards the teeth of goals. He went over the top of Adam Maybor on that occasion. Up towards full forward, chance for Olsen, but there's the defenders for Solomontown. Johnston, McInerney, both have played well. Out towards the half-back flank, Bauer and Bickley put young Strawbridge under pressure and forced the ball out of bounds in front of our commentary position. 15 minutes into the final term. Solly's 41-point margin as Gavin Lesky does battle with Michael Corey. Lesky leans on Corey. The bounce down comes the way of Miller. He can't control the ball. Corey gets it out towards where Bowles takes possession, gives ground as he handballs back to Shane Strawbridge. Strawbridge, good disposal, kicks straight across towards centre half forward and finds the wingman in David Wilson. Wilson now a long way out of goals, but he's got the aid of a following breeze, and he'll drop the ball in the square from this position. He's waiting for a lead, but none forthcoming. Now one from Ashley Allen, and that's exactly where he's going, out in front of Ashley Allen. The ball won't sit for him, but it'll sit for Newchurch. He traps the ball cleverly, comes round onto the left leg and kicks across the face of goals. Minor score there for Willsden, and that's their first score since half-time. And Willsden now move along to 4 goals, 7-31, trailing Solomontown, 10 goals, 11-71, a 40-point margin in favour of Solomontown, 16-minute mark of the final quarter, 1988 Grand Final in the SGL.
Graham McInerney to bring the ball back in for the Cats. Comes out towards the grandstand flank. Big pack develops, up they go. Nobody could mark for either side. It's in the hands of David Bickley. He hooks one back over his left shoulder. Comes down with young Strawbridge. Gets it across to his brother Shane. Shane's handball goes straight across to the player in Rodney Bain. Solly's still full of running. Goes out wide. Looking for Darren Hayes, and why not? He's been a sure pair of hands for them all day. He plays on. Puts a handball in the open. Gives Roger Hooper the chance. Hooper turns. Puts the ball on his way. Looking for a player in Chad Miller, and Chad Miller marks. Right half forward flank for Wilson. Gets a handball across to David Wilson. Wilson breaks inside centre half forward. Tries to do it alone though, and Solomontown defenders are not letting anybody have free kicks here this afternoon. As Mark Bickley, the full guys over the ball. It'll be a bounce up in the true centre half back position for the Cats. 10-11, 71, leading Wilson 4-7, 31. 17 minutes of the term as up they go. Lesky, and a big player in Lerington, comes down the way of Darren Hayes. His handball goes back, looking for Justin Bauer, but there's bodies being thrown in at will here. The umpire will have to come in and have a bounce up to see if he can get things flowing away from the centre half back position for the Cats. Wilson's took it at least 16 minutes to score their first point in this final term, kicking with a 5-goal breeze. That's a true indication of the Solomontown strength in the back line. There's the bounce, comes down the way of the player in Wilson. Down a full forward, Olsen's in position to mark. couldn't take the leather on this occasion. McInerney's over the ball. In comes Paul Penglows, and they're going to have a bounce up right on the kick-off line for the Solomontown camp. And it'll be 18 minutes into the term as we see an interchange. Gavin Lesky going off, and the youngster Gavin Lau be coming on. 10-11, 71, Solomontown. Willsden 4-7, 31. It's all over, and Solomontown in 1988. Spencer Golf League Premiership. We see Scott Leverington going off, Ron and Roger Farrer coming on. Doug?
Well, that's an interesting one with Big Leverington coming off the ground, because he's certainly been a very, very good player today in very difficult conditions. Free kick to be paid here, though, to Willsden. It was kicked out of bounds on the full, and Paul Penglows, he's right on the boundary line, runs around the player on the mark. There's his kick for goal. The breeze is going to bring it back, but has it brought it back enough? No, it hasn't. It's gone through for a minor score. When Willsden need the goals, they're 4 goals, 8 now, 32. Trading Solomontown 10-11, 71. And we've got those, well, like they do with the English soccer, you know, the big crowd chanting and so forth. It's all happening in the grandstand now, and I've got a feeling it might be the Solomontown cheer squad that are doing that.
I don't think it's
looking
Willsden,
down.
Doug.
Sorry, Bill. Looking down there in the grandstand, I can see the fitness coach for Solomontown, and Frank McHugh, former Bay Sheffield winner, looking very, very pleased with his charges. He's got them up there to run this grand final out like $1 million.
In comes Shane Strawbridge now after taking that mark. Got it across to centre half forward. Looking here for Chad Miller. Willsden still haven't given up. And I'll tell you what, a couple of quick goals will make it pretty interesting if they can...
Doug, it's
Go
over
to sleep,
and done
Doug.
with.
Go to sleep. You're too nice. You're too nice, Doug. They're gone for all money.
A
son.
couple of quick goals will make it interesting. I don't think they can win it, mind you.
It won't make it interesting at all, because that'd only make them 8 goals, 8, and they'd still have another 3 goals to go, Doug.
Must
It's
be
over
nice,
and
Doug,
done with.
but they're done.
Terry Pire, gee, I tell you what, he's one of the reasons why Willsden have found it so hard to score. I reckon he's close to best man on ground.
Well, he's done everything right, hasn't he? You can't do any more than he's done today. He hasn't made any mistakes, but he's had some pretty good backup with the other defenders in McInerney, Glenn Johns, Adam Magor, David Bickley, and Ducker Davies. Although we haven't seen a lot of Ducker, but we haven't seen too much of the Willsden forward line as the throw-in takes place, half forward right, with Willsden kicking towards the Cathedral end. But it's all over for the Wolves' 1988 Premiership campaign. Solomontown lead by a very, very good margin at the moment. The ball up towards centre wing. Opportunity there for Johnny Blink as he gets it back in towards centre half forward. Here's the Solomontown defenders working hard again. But Penglows, good footballer, gets the kick into right, full forward. From behind it was Glenn Johns that spoils. Ball comes to ground, picked up by Mark Bickley. Played a good game today, the Madigan medalist. He kicks the ball cleverly out of bounds, and we'll see another throw-in result. 20-minute mark of the final term. Rub your hands together, Solomontown. The 1988 flag's yours. 10 goals, 11, 71. Willsden 4 goals, 8, 32 as the throw-in takes place. And once again, it's punched out of bounds, and we'll see another throw-in take place in exactly the same position.
I don't think they'll be able to rub their hands together too much, Ron, because they'll be full of glasses tonight, and they thoroughly deserve it.
Well, they've been the best side, Bill, and they've certainly proved today that they've got the wood on Willsden.
And they've done it finally in the finals too, haven't they? They've gone on, they've killed the sides they've played. As we see, they're coming out now. They haven't still not trying to force the ball forward and giving Willsden a tremendous amount of trouble there, even though they got the game so much. Here's the ball. It's going to be a free kick going the way of the Willsden player, and I think it's Warren's going to come out. It's Warren from the right half forward playing for the Willsden camp. See if Willsden can put 1 or 2 goals on the board. Just to
make it interesting for Doug.
No, you're right. Doug should be used to these to South Adelaide barrier. Here we come through, we see the Willsden camp through Jamie Bowles, but the Solomontown players are just diving, pushing, shoving, holding the ball in the area, and that's why Willsden have only scored 2 points in this final term, kicking with a breeze. 22 minutes in the term, Solomontown 10-11, Willsden 4-8. Here's the bounce. Up they go. Big Stephen Mager, but as Pire gets a tap down to Glenn Johns, Johns across, finds Mark Bickley. He's quite content to get across to Johnny Caputa. Here's Solomontown running out of the bench through Stephen George. They work the ball by handball to half-back, come down to the centre wing where it's going to be first to the ball is Peter Penglows, but the ball's forced out of bounds right in front of the wing socket, and it's going to be a boundary throw in once again. The boundary umpires have definitely earned their money today on that high school plank, and we'll see the ruck work will be taken on by Gavin Lowby and Roger Pire, the 2 new fresh players from either side. Up they go. Lowby front position, but he's given away the free kick to the big helmeted ruckman in Farah, and Farah for Willsden will direct play. They keep going down deep into that right full forward pocket, not trying to come across, and they're paying the penalty as we see Solomontown, Stephen Mager. Handball's out wide. Willsden tries to take it one-handed, but that's not the type of weather today for one-handed work, and the ball's forced out of bounds. 24 minutes of the term. Solly's 10-11, Willsden 4-8. And it's all over Red Rover here, Doug, at Memorial Oval, Port Pirie.
Yeah, I don't think another couple of goals will make it all that interesting. I admit that I've had a real day of apologies.
We'll go on with the call, Douglas.
Okay, 10-11 Sollies, as Bill said, and Willsden 4 goals, 23 minutes of the quarter gone. What's happened now? Free kick that he played here to David Willsden. There's a player who's played a pretty good game today. It's been a great battle across centre, but he's been a very good player. In towards centre-half forward, looking for coach Jamie Bowles. The umpire says a free kick. Probably the criticism of the umpires, they haven't really this much, but it's been a little bit stop-start.
And I think a little bit too technical for a grand final, but
yeah,
you've got to give them credit where credit's due. They've umpired pretty well. They've kept the game under control, but they've been a little bit tiggy-touchwood, but they've maintained that for the entire game, so I don't think anybody could complain too much about their performance.
Well, Ron, sorry, Doug, but Ron, and Doug, we were all anticipating a pretty fiery encounter here today, but we've seen no fire at all.
There's the kick from there for Jamie Bowles, and an ironic cheer goes up from the crowd. 4-9 now. Willsden 33 points, trailing Solomontown 10 goals, 11. 5 CS is football.
Well, the action now in the back pocket as Adrian Davies gets the ball out towards the half-back line. Oh, good attempt to mark there by Warren. Not paid by the umpire, though. The ball is on the ground. A player's leg. It's a Solomontown player. Getting up there, it looks like one of the Hayes boys, number 3, is it? Darian Hayes.
Darian David's been off since half-time. Well, he must have been injured because he was one of the best on the ground.
Well, played an outstanding first half, but Darian's been a very good player. Went to play on there, taken by Warren. He has a long shot for goal, and there's a couple of things. Had Bowles converted, had Warren convert. Oh, Solomontown, well, let's be honest, the defenders have put them under so much pressure, and with this breeze, it's pretty difficult to score goals. So it's gone through for a minor score. As Mark Bickley now kicking the ball in now out towards the back pocket, looking there for Terry Pire. Pushed in the back, the umpire says, and Terry Pire now to go back and take this free kick. And Bill Soda, he knows a bit about defensive work too. Bill,
Sorry?
take it, it's yours.
I can't even hear that wind's getting through.
The wind.
Here we see, you've both got earphones on, your ears are warm, but here we see Terry Pryor once again, very casually, gets the ball out to half-back. Up they go. Farah couldn't take the mark. Larry Rawlins in there. Also the player in Stephen George with the football is going to be forced out of bounds. Johnny Caputo takes control of the leather, and it'll be a boundary throw in inside the right half-forward flank for the Willsden camp. Time running out for them for the 1988 Premiership, and it's been a hard season, a hard grand trial. Up they go. There's the tap to Larry Rawlins, but a free kick's been indicated by the umpire to the big ruckman for the Willsden camping, Roger Farah. Farah will go back. He's about probably 45 metres out, coming in from that right full forward pocket. Put the ball right into the square. There's the kick. Oh, into the air, trying to let the wind do the work. It does. It takes it to the pocket. There's a lot of hard fire for both camps, but the ball falls through for a minor score, and this will allow the Solomontown fullback in Graham McInerney to once again commence play with the kick in from fullback. He gets a lead from David Thorne now and divides into the grandstand flank. Comes out here looking for Gavin Lowby. Up they go, and it's a strong mark taken on this occasion by young Darren Strawbridge. But a free kick's been indicated. Yes, it is Darren Strawbridge as Adam Mager standing the mark. Darren Strawbridge going back. There's not much of this youngster, but there is full of heart in that little body and a lot of ability. He goes back, puts the ball on the tray. But the kick goes sadly astray. Doesn't even make the distance. Comes down to Larry Rawlins. Quite content to handball across to Lauren Hillman. Good football, Solids. As it's found David Bickley. Warren Hillman still running on. Comes through half back with his left footer. Comes out to the centre wing position, where it's going to be Adam Mager does business work with Alan Penglaze. In comes David Hayes. He's back onto the ground at the moment. In they go. The ball forced out of bounds. Alan Penglaze comes up with the ball. Boundary throw in right in front of the 5CS broadcasting box. Solomontown 10-11. 71. A 7-goal margin over Willsden. They're on 4-11. 26 minutes into the term.
There's the ball spills out in the way of Glink as he runs through the centre of the ground, gets the handball onto where Wilson is lurking. He does it cleverly, David Wilson. He's got a lot of skill, this fellow, as he kicks in towards centre half forward. Front position was Paul Penglaze, played for the free kick after he dropped the football. Off hands it comes. Lots of players over the drop of the ball as Thornton in the unaccustomed position of the half back line takes possession, kicks up towards centre wing. Off hands it comes to Stephen George. Stephen George cleverly goes short, finds Larry Rawlins. Rawlins with a number of options. Got the run of Caputo, kicks out towards centre half forward, but Wilson once again cleverly snares the ball, steadies as he kicks up towards centre wing. The target was Jamie Bowles. Bowles can't control the football. In front positions Darian Hayes. Worked hard over the ball, Hayes, and a bounce down will result in the centre of the ground. Only minutes remaining in this 1988 SGL Grand Final, and Solomontown have won their second flag since 1984 as the tap away from Magor. Played a great game, tapped it out the way of another good player today in the Pire, but the ball's been taken by Warren. Warren steers the ball back in towards the half-forward line. Bradley McDonald can't control the ball. It's socked off the ground and out of bounds on the full, and the resultant free kick will be taken by the Willsden coach in Jamie Bowles. He'd be feeling very disappointed about the fact that his team has only been able to score 4 goals this afternoon. Gets straight on with the job and finds Penglaze at half-forward right. That's Peter Penglaze, and Peter Penglaze will kick the ball in as the siren sounds, and a very, very soft win there to Solomontown for the 1988. Final scores: Solomontown 10 goals 11, 71. Willsden 4 goals 11, 35. Pretty soft win, Doug Oakley.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was a game that didn't reach any great heights, and obviously the conditions can contribute to that. It was a pounding gale that flew straight down the ground. Solomontown did it in the first quarter with 6 goals 5, and from there on, Willsden were never really in the race.
Yes, well, boys, I've got to leave you. I've got to do the presentation of the players to the crowd, so I'll leave it up to you fellows to do the best players and goal kickers.
Well, I'm wondering why you were so well dressed. Thanks anyway, Ron, much appreciated.
Okay, thanks Bill, thanks Doug, and good luck to all the Solomontown supporters. Kath Stigwood, I hope you've got a big smile on your face and kissing those red and blue streamers around your bed.
I had a play today, decent performance by Solomontown, and very emotionally things throughout the whole oval. Most of the people are still standing on the ground just to watch the presentations of the watch. Long record goes down to make sure the presentations. But Solomontown, 10 goals 11, have run out the 1988 Premiership winners. They've defeated Willsden 4 goals 5. Bill, now you've got the headset on to keep those ears warm. It's a lot better, isn't it?
And I can hear what you're saying too, Doug. I don't know whether you've been talking nicely about me this afternoon, but that was a great win to the Solomontown camp. It was expected that they'd start favourites, and they went on with the game, and they proved that they're the best side in 1988. Congratulations to Choco Bickley and his side, and also to the club, their workers. They've done a tremendous amount of work this year. They've concentrated on just winning the Premiership. They've developed a very good side. Commiserations to the Willsden camp. They tried hard, but they've met a better side on the day, and I'm sure that they'll be also congratulate Solomontown on their win. The game was played pretty hard all day, but Solomontown at the end of the first term led 6 goals 5, 41 points to the Willsden camp. 1 goal 1, 7 points. In the second term, when Wilson's kicked with a breeze, Solomontown defence worked very, very hard and kept Wilson's down to only scored 3-5 in the second term. At half-time break, they were on 30 points, while Solomontown was still on 6 goals 5, 41. The third quarter was all the Cats. They added 5 goals 6 in this term to end up three-quarter time 10-11, 71. 10 goals 11, 71 points to the Willsden camp. They were still on 4 goals 6, 30 points, and at the final term, so even though Solomontown didn't score, they didn't allow Wilson's a goal in the final term, and they were kicking with a 5-goal breeze. Wilson could only add 5 points, and the final score for the 1988 Spencer Golf League Premiership was Solomontown running up very comfortably winners, 10 goals 11, 71 points, defeated Wilson's on 4 goals 11, 35, a 36-point margin. And Doug, do you want me to give goal kickers? Or
Well, let's have a look at some of these goal kickers now for the Solomontown lineup. Stephen Magor, of course, got 3 goals. Larry Rawlins with 2. And singles to Johnny Caputo, Mark Bickley, Lauren Hellmans and Gavin Lesky. And also Darian Hayes, he kicked 1. Wilson's were all singles. Chad Miller, Alan Penglaze, Ashley Allen. There's a couple of interesting ones kicking goals. They're pretty good defenders, those two. And David Wilson, of course, kicked the other goal. So Solomontown 10-11 have defeated Willsden 4 goals 5. The game didn't really reach any great heights as a spectacle, but you know, and in fact I was a little bit surprised that not so much the endeavour of players, there was no doubt about that, but it didn't seem to have something that even the second semi-final that Solomontown won very, very convincingly. This game didn't seem to have too many high points as a spectacle anyway, Bill.
Well, as a spectacle, but as a grand final, I'm sure that Solomontown supporters would disagree with you on Doug, but I couldn't agree with them all. Nothing to no heights was greatly reached. Solomontown were too superior. They were put under pressure probably early in the first half, but they went on with the game. The evenness of their side, when you look at players, I just looking through the players, and I couldn't go past Terry Pire in the back pocket position for Solomontown. He's been performing well all year, and today was no exception. He never let Wilson's forward pocket players resting have any chance of getting at the ball. Darian Hayes was full of skill around the centre on the ball. his marking overhead was something that we looked at in these conditions, and I thought Darian Hayes was one of their strong points. Lawrence Hellmans, what can you say about Lawrence? He's always giving 100% to his team, and also well supported there by Leon Minnelini early in the game. Their strength was something that Wilson's couldn't compete with. Stephen Nager on the ball had a very fine game. He was up against 2 or 3 big ruckmen all day. I thought Larry Rawlins captained the side very well. He played well early, but his final term when he took 5 or 6 marks led the way. Johnny Caputo with his pace, Mark Bickley in the centre. He played like a medalist, and I'm damn sure that sometimes they say being presented with the medal before the game or during winning it during the season to put it off. It didn't put Mark Bickley off. I thought he was one of the most instrumental players on the day, and you can get about goes through Solly's. Glenn Johnson, the full-back line, Graham McInerney, and Gavin Leslie done his job. Probably a few quiet players, but I just put it back to when you win a premiership in the way that Solomontown won, I'll put it down. All played well. The Terry Pryor and also Darian Hayes, their best. And it's back over to you to Wilson's, Doug.
A little bit harder to find the good players for Willsden when you consider that at half-time they were 4 goals 6 and they only ended up kicking 4 goals 11. You know, it's very hard to find their real good players. But looking at some, David Wilson I thought was probably their best, playing on the wing. He had a great battle, and he certainly played a great game. He's a very skillful footballer. Jamie Bowles, the coach. Jamie always battles hard and probably would have had 25 touches today. Didn't always use the ball that well, but certainly he didn't give up trying. Paul Panglay's not his usual game at centre half back, but was certainly a good player for them. Looking at some of the other players, Roger Hooper, I thought at full back did a very, very good job for most of the day. Sometimes trying to do a little bit too much, but he's a good player. A very, very creative player. You can hear in the background, there's a few Solomontown supporters around and the presentations are being made at the moment. A little bit hard to find other good players consistently for the Willsden lineup. Mark Reid had a very good first half, but didn't come onto the ground after that. And Scotty Bevanton, of course, in the ruck, he took some very, very fine marks. He's destined for bigger and better things. But, well, full marks for Solomontown. They are the top side, and I suppose you could say it's justice is hardly the right word, but there's no doubt that they were the outstanding team at SGL football this year, Bill, and they thoroughly deserved the 1988 Premiership.
Yes, and Tony, congratulations once again to Choco and the boys and the club in general. As I said, they've worked very hard and they thoroughly deserve where they are today. Out there receiving their medallions for the 1988 Spencer Golf League Premierships. But Doug, once again, you've got the second scores. Port's had a victory in the second Spencer Golf League Grand Final.
Yes, Port's won that. Now, whether I've got the actual
well, we won't worry about it. West Augusta won the senior colt, so it's been a pretty good day of football here today. It's been very good working with you through the season, Doug. Hope that if I'm still around that we get something better to broadcast out of next year.
What do you mean if you're still around?